touchdowns, and one of them was a 45-yarder, but the big one came with 2:17 left in that game. 38 yards, you're seeing it right there, to Golden Tate. And he backed into the end zone and celebrated. And I thought, I am in big trouble, because that put the Detroit Lions, they had 24-23. Good night, goodbye. Oh, you're doing a little beyond high step, right? Yep. So he was just dancing on their grave, or so you thought. And you were probably celebrating. You were probably doing the Deion high step.
Yeah, you were like that.
And yeah, just about a minute later, with a minute 23 left in that game, Dak threw it to his running back. He threw it upfield to Ezekiel Elliott. It's the throw of the year. It saved my Cowboys. You talk about a clutch throw and a clutch catch from two very clutch players, and that put them in walk-off field goal range. And my new guy,
yeah, man, I wish. I thought we'd be a lot farther along by now, to be honest. I'm a little shocked.
Yeah, man, I wish. Is that the same Brett Martin?
I thought we'd be a
He
lot.
missed the field goal against the Tennessee Titans, and you creamed him the next day?
Yeah, but he's been good since then, so we're good, and I'm knocking on wood right now, because we just got to leave him be.
Okay.
Just let him just sit over there and don't think. But you
What's up,
can't
Gil?
tell me that the great Howie Rose put together this Super Bowl team, that he wasn't thinking at the trade deadline about what Golden Tate had done to Dallas at Dallas when he traded for Golden Tate. He stole it.
Well, they need to receive.
Okay? And what have you told me about Golden Tate? Who fits the Philly sort of mystique, right? Is he not blue collar? Is he not tough minded? Is he not a battler, a competitor?
Look at the secondary. Eagles down to the backup, to the backup, to the backup. I believe there's two advantages that the Eagles
Stupid
have.
ibuprofen.
I believe their quarterback is better. The Dallas quarterback.
That's decided.
I believe their quarterback. I believe their head coach is better than Dallas' head coach. Other than that, across the board, Dallas is a better football.
Well, unless the head coach is really propped up by the offensive coordinator, who is now the head coach at Indianapolis. Maybe they
Who called the play? Who called the play?
I don't know. Didn't Frank call someone?
No, Doug and Pete.
Huh? I don't know. Did he not coach the quarterback last year?
Alright, let me go check on something real quick. I'll be right back. Let's get some obsidian going.
I don't know.
You try to find any way you can to take credit away from Doug and Pete.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. He's got a shot now. They're just a game back. They are the defending champs. They have a ton.
What are they defending?
Well,
The trophy goes back up for grabs.
Yeah. Well, aren't you the defending? Aren't you the reigning Super Bowl champ?
I'm the reigning debate champ.
Yeah.
500 days consecutive.
Really, that's real delusion, because I don't think anybody in the known world would agree with you.
Yeah, let's see. 240, that's 480. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm probably about 525 days and counting.
So I was trying to guess these spreads before they come out, and I guessed 4, maybe 5, and it opened at 4.
I had
but
5,
it got
6.
that down because most people are thinking, uh-oh.
I thought 5 to 6.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I wrote down.
No, 5 to 6. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Well, you wrote it down after the fact. But I don't think you thought it before the spread came out.
I thought it would be 5 to 6. I thought it would be 5 to 6 because you get 3 points. You get 3 points for being at home. Unless you're just a terrible, terrible team. But I don't think Dallas is terrible. Yeah. So I figured they get a tackle on another 3, 2.5, 3.
Yeah. So.
And you beat them by, didn't they beat them by 7 in
27 to 20.
Okay.
And that was Golden Tate's first game coming off a bye. So both these teams have really stunk it up off their bye week because that was a home loss, right? And Dallas got annihilated by Tennessee off their bye. But Golden Tate caught only 2 balls for 19 yards in the first game at Philly. Well, now he seems to be locked in. Now all of a sudden Carson Wentz is starting to trust him almost as much as he trusts 86. No. And my only message to my Dallas Cowboys is double Zach Ertz every play. You'll say you can't have it.
That's what you got.
Can't have it.
The tackling Dutchman.
Yeah.
They're covering 1-on-1.
1-on-1? Are you kidding me?
You like the tackling Dutchman, right?
Yeah, but not this. I mean, this guy's really good.
What about Jeffy?
Yeah. The good question. What about it?
You don't like
ever hear me bring him up on this show?
He played good.
Yeah.
Oh, you bring him up all the time. Oh, he picked out Aaron Rodgers twice. And they called holy call and he got negated.
It did. He picked him off twice in a playoff game.
He picked him off once.
Yeah, once. Thank you. So, anyway, 4, 3.5. This is going to be a tough game. And I don't want the Cowboys to let Shannon Sharp try to fool them, even though he is in the Hall of Fame dubiously. He's sort of dubiously in the Hall of Fame.
I love this. I love this role for the Eagles. Guess what, Skip?
What?
They get to go back to being the underdog. The man.
Are they going to bring out
they're coming out.
So that's now you're admitting you're hitting the gym.
Oh, yeah. No. Vegas made him underdog. I didn't think it was underdog.
Okay.
Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Pull him out.
Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
DeMarcus talking.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence Taylor talking.
Okay. How about their center Kelsey? Is he going to rip that Cowboy tradition this time? That front runner.
Did you see him Monday night?
Bandwagon.
Did you see him Monday night? Yeah. You see him on that pool?
Yeah.
Ooh, you see him on that screen?
I think he got hurt.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Jason Peters, he got nicked at the end of the game, so hopefully he's going to be okay.
Is Lane Johnson going to call Cowboys a bunch of robots? You know, that'd be fun.
I would hear DeMarcus Lawrence about how he's going to choke him out. You don't want to see Big Lane. Lane.
It's interesting, too, because the Eagles have won 6 of their last 8 trips to Dallas. So it's not like they've struggled there.
Oh,
Did you know that?
I didn't. You know what? That's enlightening.
That underdog mentality.
I like that underdog role, Skip.
Although, would you believe the Eagles haven't beaten a single team this whole year that's above 500? How can that be?
That doesn't help.
And they've played 3 teams above 500 and they lost all 3? I don't know.
I don't know.
That out.
Just thank you. I appreciate it. Good to have that. As we move on from the NFC East to the NFC North and the mess with the Packers and their coaching staff. So there is so much going on. There is disarray right now. They fired Mike McCarthy after Sunday's loss, and yesterday they fired longtime associate head coach Winston Moss.
So what up, brah?
Moss was with McCarthy in Green Bay. He's been there since 2000.
You seen any of this stuff break yet?
He was let go
I don't know if
by
anybody's had any fill up
9
yet.
hours after he sent a tweet that called out Aaron Rodgers and the direction of the team. Here is that tweet. Ponder this. What championship teams have are great leadership, period. It's not the offensive guru trend. It's not the safe trend. Find somebody that is going to hold number 12 and everybody in this building to a Lombardi standard.
Whoops.
Period.
Whoops.
Losing sucks.
Whoops.
There's a lot in that tweet. Shannon, do you believe he was fired because of it?
Absolutely. As soon as he pressed send,
Gone.
let me see how many retweets they got. The Packers have a statement. The Packers have fired Winston Moss. Yeah, what did he hope to happen out this? He knew this was going to happen. Here's the thing. He took a shot at the guy that won the power struggle with the head coach that had just gotten released Sunday.
Yep.
Now, Winston Moss and Mike McCarthy are very close. And you can't do this. Because, Skip, how can a coach take a shot publicly at the team's best player and then show up at practice every day and act like nothing happened? Skip, they were never going to allow that to happen. They had no choice but to do this. I get it that Winston Moss is upset. I get that everybody is blaming Mike McCarthy for what has transpired in Green Bay. But Winston is saying, hey, bro, we need to hold everybody accountable. Y'all letting 12 skirt on some of these issues. I'm a firm believer. The quarterback gets a lot of credit when things go well. But they want to
we're seeing that.
Blame when things go bad. Winston said, oh, no question.
Did you see they're talking about
in 2011, people like
Urban Meyer possibly moving into that head coaching position over at Green Bay?
The football that I've ever seen. So everybody on that team doesn't like Aaron Rodgers. Everybody in that building. Oh, how do you know?
They're talking about he might move to the NFL, take a year off, get healthy, and either take the Green Bay job or the Bengal job.
We've had teammates of Aaron Rodgers come out and say these
Lewis
things.
ever
Now we sit
lose
here
Green
and go,
Bay.
he's not the only one. Aaron Rodgers is smug, he's cavalier, he's arrogant, he's condescending.
I don't know about that right now because New England's not looking so
heard that
hot.
also from our
Not as hot as they usually look.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Not
And
sure if
so-
that's a Brady thing.
Aaron, it's what Winston is saying.
Brady's
In
getting
order
old.
for you to be great, there must be accountability from top to bottom. Nobody gets to escape blame when things doesn't go well. Just like no one person should receive the lion's share of the credit when things go good. But Winston can't say this. I can't. And Winston knew what the fate was going to happen. Joe Philbin could say he fired him because whatever reason. But if they wanted Winston Moss out of there, guess what they would have done? When they fired Mike McCarthy, they'd have also fired him.
On Sunday
I just can't believe freaking
Because guess what? Cleveland, not only did Cleveland want Hugh Jackson out of there,
Urban Meyer's
who else
leaving.
did they want about it, Skip? The offensive coordinator, Todd Hayden.
Yeah.
They
I'm a little agitated by that.
So that's how we know this tweet had everything to do with Winston
We'll see
Moss.
what happens with Ryan Day.
Maybe another coaching staff comes in and they retain Winston Moss. Maybe they don't. But for him to be fired so soon after this tweet was retweeted lets you know everything. They were not going to have Winston Moss be so outspoken about Aaron Rodgers and then try to show up to work and like everything happened like that didn't happen. So we know why Winston lost his job. I played against Winston Moss when he was at the Raiders and when he was at Seattle. So I know, hey, he's from the U. And you know how the guys in the U, they go speak it. They don't hide, they don't say, hey, boy, that wasn't me. Oh, no. They real about that.
So, a lot of people watching right now probably don't know that much about Winston Moss, if anything about Winston Moss, but I love this man, and I've always loved what he stood for. And it got so bad this past football, this season, with Winston Moss as the associate head coach, that the Green Bay powers that be, starting with Mark Murphy at the top, muzzled the man. They just said,
muzzled him.
You cannot speak to the media because they're
Hush your
supposed
face.
to have, as the associate head coach, one session a week with the media.
Right.
And he kept telling the media, kind of off the record, I just can't talk with you. Like, I'm out. They just told me I can't say anything. And I'm going to remind everybody, he was with Mike McCarthy for 18 seasons because he was with him. They were assistants together back on the New Orleans staff.
Correct.
So they were very close there. And then he followed Mike to Green Bay, and he was the assistant head coach for 12 years, and he was an assistant on that staff for 13 years. Winston Moss has been an NFL assistant for 20 years. He knows how the game is played. I'm convinced he had already seen the handwriting on the wall, that he was so outspoken and such a McCarthy man, side by side, right by his side.
Yeah, but you got to talk about the fact that with Urban Meyer and his track record of coaching,
he just
I
figured,
mean, he is,
I'm out anyway.
when you look
He
at
effectively
college football
popped that
coaches or
little
coaches in
cyanide pill
general,
right in his mouth before
I mean,
he got arrested. You
the
know,
two
they
top
got
coaches in
captured
college right now is
because
Nick
he saw
Saban
it coming,
and Urban
and he
Meyer.
said,
Nick
you know
Saban
what?
already being
I'm just
a
gonna lay
head
it
coach
out
in the
there. No, I'm just
NFL.
going to say, I'm going to put
Urban
number
Meyer's
12.
never stepped into that
Type
reign, but
number
he
12,
has,
the number sign
any
in 12.
program he's ever been at has
That's
been a
your
top
death warrant
program.
right there.
I've never heard
So, I mean, Urban Meyer is
a coach
a talent that the
take this
NFL
kind
would
of
definitely
stance.
want.
So how bad must
It just depends on if he
Aaron
would
Rodgers,
do
this is
it.
an indictment on you, bro.
Thank
I mean,
you.
he was already
Thank you.
a premier program when it comes to Ohio State.
For him to
Which was
take
technically
this
his dream
public of a
job.
stance. Now I know coaches have said things
So-
privately that will never get out and that has never gotten out. But for him to take that stance, that approach, and said you need to be held accountable. Aaron Rodgers need to do some soul searching, bro.
Oh, way to go,
You
Shannon.
need to walk by a mirror. I'm telling you, because a lot of people, you surrounded yourself with friends and people that tell you what you want to hear and not what you need to know.
They're called sycophants.
Girl, you got to have some accountability.
Is that Gabriel?
Aaron.
Huh? Is he not telling what he wants to hear?
This is not a good look, Skip.
Yeah.
This is not a good look, Aaron.
I would agree.
I don't think it
when
would be
I
a
first
bad
read the
thing.
Tweet, I thought, is it possible he's taking a shot at Mike McCarthy? Because he's saying the next head coach, you got to find somebody that's going to hold number 12 and everybody in this building to the hashtag Lombardi standard. You got to hold 12 accountable as well as the rest of the building.
Hey, think about what it says.
Again,
what's the hashtag you use? I mean, he's something about offensive guru. It ain't about no offensive
not
guru.
about offensive gurus.
Yeah.
It's not about safe trends.
Uh-huh.
It's about holding 12 accountable as well as everybody else in the building. And I think he's saying Mike McCarthy couldn't hold 12 accountable because Mark Murphy at the top would not allow that. That he kept siding with number 12.
You know what, Skip? It should be a moot point. 12 should be wanting to be coached.
Well, he said that yesterday.
No, he don't.
What's up,
Well, he
Cosmo?
said, I love to be coach. Yeah, baloney.
I played,
Now.
Skip, my quarterback in Denver for 9 years with John Elway. And John had powers that none of us had.
Yep.
Skip, when it came down to Christmas, you know, Mike would always ask, okay, do you want to practice in the morning or do you want to practice in the evening? Well, we knew.
What's up, HC Home?
whenever
What's up,
John wanted to
Dog?
get up, did he want to wake up
Doggy
early
dog.
and open presents with his kids? Because if he did, we were going to practice in the afternoon. If he was cool with not getting up early and opening presents,
Okay.
we were going to practice in the morning. We understood that. But John wanted to be coached. And in front of us, Mike didn't treat John different. John didn't act different. John didn't put us in a situation where he thought he was better than us. When John made a mistake, he would own up to it. John didn't do all this.
The DOG, what up, bruh?
The wrong route, or Eddie missed an assignment. John didn't do that publicly. Aaron, at some point in time, bruh, as great as you are, the greatest of leaders, accept responsibility. If they don't blame anybody else, if you don't have anything positive to say, say this or that, just keep it to yourself. Bro, somebody gonna have to coach you. You say you want to be coached. Sometimes they do.
Aaron Rodgers, did you hear that? It just came from Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp, who played all those years with John Elway.
But here's the thing, Skip. See, Aaron Rodgers and a lot of quarterbacks feel this way. If you didn't play that position,
how cold is it, bro?
Never coach that position, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And you know what? I probably can't call plays or no more football.
It warmed up out here for us for a few days. It's starting to cool back down again.
Teammates. And being in
this is a ridiculously cold winter for this area.
I always get to sit at the head of the table. See, I was a 7th round draft pick, so I spent a lot of time with the special teams. I spent a lot of time with the 5th and 6th round. And I kind of worked my way up. See, Aaron has always been a first rounder. So he's always been in a situation where this was this.
And by the time you arrived in Denver, what did John
Elway
Elway
we're
already
in the 40s, and it's usually in the 60s and 70s this time of year.
3 Super Bowls. He had taken 3
crazy.
teams that probably didn't deserve
craziness.
the Super Bowl, and they got wiped out when they got to the Super Bowl. But
heat wave for you guys, right?
Through 3 AFCs, he got them.
And I never got the sense.
You know, they were talking about this is going to be the coldest winter in 400 years, right? On record.
And that was the thing. And guys, I mean, John was a guy scared. We shoot
global warming.
Sitting there talking, what are you talking about? He said, have a conversation with us. We playing basketball. He come up, hey, let me get in. Whatever. I mean, in training camps, we're in there. We rolling dice, playing cards. He was one of us. I don't know if Aaron
never
looks at that he's one of them.
No.
And this tweet,
that's what they're saying, brother. They're saying it's going to be one of the coldest winters in 400 years. Like this year alone, dude, like I remember, I mean, I've been here for 3 years. My family's been out here for a long time, but none of them remember a winter this cold out here. But like the last couple years while I was here during this time, we were wearing t-shirts, sandals, and shorts all the way up till after Christmas. You got your glass one? I got my glass. I got that a while ago. Those glass cards are nice.
Know their names. They're guides. Just like our founder, Eddie Bauer.
Yeah. I love that one.
They teach us, challenge us,
that's his rookie
show us
too.
the way.
Maybe. No, I think that's
Almost a century later, we continue Eddie's legacy of innovation by building technical gear with guides, so you could live your adventure.
Yeah, Obsidian just came out today, brother. Release today.
Is it autumnal?
Today.
No, the few.
Dave and Buster's unlimited video gameplay and unlimited wings for just
I also have Bowman Drafting that's coming out I think the 14th or something like that. I got that in here for first. Yeah, very first year for the product.
Your insurance rates skyrocket after a scratch so small.
Brand Nubian.
How about using that pen to sign up for new insurance instead?
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise their rates because of their first accident.
Liberty, 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 Liberty.
I am an Instagram boyfriend, but now that rolled chicken tacos are back at Taco Bell,
Sons have hard hands.
my hands are tied.
Yeah, thank you for the checklist, Doe. What's up, Chad?
With your choice of dips, only at Taco Bell.
Alright, let's see what this looks like.
The new Roomba i7 Plus is your floor's best friend. Only Roomba uses 2 multi-surface rubber brushes to grab and remove pet hair. And
Yeah,
the
that's the
Roomba
same
filter
set.
captures 99% of dog and cat allergens. If it's not for my robot, it's
I don't
not
understand
a
what
Roomba.
takes us so long to get those glass cards out, to be honest.
would make great stocking stuffers. But
Oh,
how about
hold on, I got a package.
right now in your mouth stuffers? Happy holidays to your mouth. Not sorry. Reese's.
Merry Christmas.
Why are there so many miles on it?
What? For great offers, visit your local Jaguar retailer during the Unwrap a Jaguar sales event. In the beginning, there was nothing. And then, there was light.
Here we go.
I agree. I mean, if you're going to market a glass card, I mean, it's a glass card. I don't understand. I understand they didn't pack it out in the product for fear that they get shattered and delivery and stuff like that, so I get the redemption on it, but they should already be made. It shouldn't be something that you got to wait a year to get. I mean, personally, it's what I do.
Does it feel different to be up there without a rope?
El Cap is the most impressive wall on Earth.
It's 3,200 feet of sheer granite.
It is hard to imagine somebody up there by themselves. What if I don't seem to get it?
You face your fear.
It was just not scary anymore.
Free Solo, rated PG-13.
There's certain guys we say in the locker room, they're going to hold to their as they try, I try to get ahead of the conversation. You try to dig when everyone else is at.
Speak for yourself. Weekdays at 3 Eastern, FS1. You can watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app.
The Redskins are snake-bitten at quarterback this year. They already lost Alex Smith for the year, and then Colt McCoy broke his leg on Monday night. Washington is down to Mark Sanchez, which led to speculation that Colin Kaepernick could get a call. Jay Gruden addressed that yesterday. Take a listen.
Oh, he's been discussed for sure. You know, right now at this point, we already had the workout last week with a few guys. We had a couple other guys coming in today. You know, it's just going to be a matter of which way we want to go. Do we want to go with the guys familiar with my terminology, who we worked out last week, or with the new guy to back up Sanchez with a similar skill set, or go with a guy and teach basically a whole new kind of offense with a new offensive lineman with a lot of the zone reads and all that stuff. So not a lot of time to really get a brand new quarterback and new system installed and taught in a couple of days of practice. So he's been talked about and discussed, but we'll probably go a different direction.
Okay, Shannon, do you believe Washington actually discussed signing him?
Here's the discussion. Oh, Colin Kaepernick's still a free agent. Oh, okay. Boom. Moving on.
Next.
That was the discussion. Skip, there was no real serious thought in to bring Colin Kaepernick in, because here's the guy that they're probably going to sign. Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson has played for 12 NFL teams. Skip. He last played in the game in 2013 in Cincinnati with Jay Gruden. He last threw a pass in 2011. That's the guy you're going to bring. Skip, did they know that Josh Johnson is more like Colin Kaepernick, just not as good as Colin Kaepernick? Then what that's true. That's it. They need to stop. They need to stop hiding behind this. Here's the thing: Washington they are in playoff contentions, but basically they say, you know what, we good, because the mere fact that you signed Mark Sanchez told me that you're really not trying to win. And then you bring in Josh Johnson, who last threw a pass. That seems to be who they're going to sign. Last threw a pass in 2011. It is 2018. Really? Skip. And then you claim Reuben Foster off waivers after what he did.
You talking about Favre?
And then you turn around and say, well, there's no guarantee that Reuben Foster is even going to play for us. Why the hell did you sign it? This is so ridiculous. So you won't even bring Cap in. Give him a workout to see where he is. But you want us to believe that you gave this some serious consideration. But I know what they did. When we bring Josh Johnson in,
Aaron Rodgers auto. What are you talking about?
They can't say, well, we didn't bring a black guy in. Really? You brought a guy in. But it serves him well. Considering how
you have Aaron Rodgers auto, Amon Green auto, Clay Matthews auto.
You keep doing
Desmond Howard auto, Gilbert Brown auto, HaHa Clinton Dix auto, Jared Alexander auto, James Lofton, Jamon Moore, Joshua Jackson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Ty Montgomery.
They no more consider Colin Kaepernick to be a viable option or the backup.
Aaron Rodgers auto would be great. So would either Clay Matthews. I'd love a Desmond Howard to come out. That'd be sick.
Sure about that?
I got a chance. Anything possible, Jenny.
Gilbert Brown.
I think you've had some thought.
Yeah, you know. No, but see, they go bring out that graveyard. See, I ain't got skeletons. I got a whole graveyard in my closet.
That's what I'm looking at, brother. I'm looking at the Obsidian checklist right now.
Points, I'm shocked. The Washington Redskins didn't do the right thing. Who saw that coming? Like everybody?
Yes.
Everybody saw that.
You might not be looking at this properly.
Right. So here's the great irony. Mark Sanchez before Monday night had not played
Aaron Rodgers
an
auto
game since January 1st,
Amon Green
2017. That's virtually
Clay
2
Matthews
years.
auto.
And yeah,
Desmond Howard auto,
Kaepernick,
Gilbert Brown auto, HaHa Clinton Dix auto, Jared Alexander, James Lofton, Jamon Moore, several different kind of autos.
And then I look
Joshua
at
Jackson
playoff
auto,
records,
Marquez
Mark
Valdez-Scantling,
Sanchez
there's your
scored
rookies.
2 in the postseason,
And then Ty Montgomery auto.
He went along for some great rides thanks to Rex Ryan's defenses.
Let's see Brett Favre,
They
base
went
card.
and beat Peyton at Peyton, and they beat Brady at Brady, and they got to 2 AFC Championship games. But did anybody give Mark Sanchez a
Dude,
lot
the
of
Desmond
credit for
Howard's
that?
sick.
Did he just
I mean, even though he's a Michigan guy, I mean,
is
he's
also
still.
4-2 in the postseason, but he beat
I get
Aaron
the
Rodgers
Brett Favre, but that's not the
twice,
hottest
right?
card
And
in
what-
this.
and he had
Aaron
a lot to
Rodgers
do
is the
with that.
hottest
He
card
had,
in
like
this.
everything, right?
Yeah.
And Colin Kaepernick should have won that Super Bowl. It came down to a controversial non-call in the end zone, and I thought they missed the call on Crabtree.
That's right. I always
but
forget that.
The point is,
Well, I mean,
Colin Kaepernick was in
you have a
position
high
to
propensity to hit the Brett Favre
position to
then.
win
There's
the
not
Super
much of this
Bowl.
product out in the market.
Was Mark Sanchez familiar with the offense?
This stuff is all limited to 99 or less.
Did they ever cross paths?
No.
Now he
So,
said Josh Johnson.
It's a very limited product.
Blake
Blake B, the other slut meat. What up, bro?
Last heard that terminology in 2013. If Josh Johnson was good and could remember terminology,
Yeah, but
never played for 12 different teams.
you know.
What's going on? I'm missing something.
You know.
What I'm missing is I told you all year that when healthy, I feared
Just
the
came out
Redskins
today, bro.
more than I feared the Eagles. And to
Brand
your
new
point,
in the hood.
they're still just one game out of first place. So are they desperate? Yes, they are, because they are just decimated. But they have a shot to shock the world.
Right.
They still have enough players on defense to me to be credible.
Yeah, Blake,
on
this stuff
defense.
just came out today. This is
And
what it
to
looks
me,
like.
the perfect fit, the fit that would have scared me as a Cowboy fan would be Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Now, you can make all the cases about we want to start over on offense and put in some.
It's
zone
kind of
defense.
a
You just
low
do it.
high-end product.
Desperate.
New product this year. Everything's limited to 99 or less.
Just whatever you have to do.
Exactly.
Right.
But this is what I don't understand. You're willing to give Reuben Foster an opportunity, but you're not willing to.
Can't really
bring
tell in
Colin
these, but a lot of these are
Kaepernick
die
in, give
cut.
him a workout.
Like these are all
Who
die
knows?
cut
Maybe you
cards.
get there and say we worked him out.
Die cut.
Maybe you get him in,
Die
you're like,
cut.
man, he weighed like 260
No,
pounds.
that was not. But this
Well,
one and this
I
one
don't
are
know.
die
That'd be a
cuts.
start.
Well, how about bring him in?
Yeah.
Give him a pair of cleats, a pair of shorts, and the t-shirts is okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
It's
through some
close.
routes and see where he is.
And don't just do it as.
What do you
a
have? I
token,
think it's,
like do it for real.
12
Like, give him
boxes,
a
1
shot.
card per pack, 7
And-
cards
and
per
I
pack.
don't
I think
know
it's
what
like
shape
4
Colin's
hits
in.
per
We've
pack,
seen
something like
bits
that.
and pieces from him that he is in good shape,
Right.
but I don't know that
I
for
think
a
that's
fact.
what it is.
But would I believe that they would have a better shot
Look.
of winning this division with Colin Kaepernick over Mark Sanchez?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, okay, Mark Sanchez, to your point earlier in the show, he's known for one thing, the butt
Butt
fumble.
fumble.
And Colin's obviously known
Did he say the
known
butt fumble?
for history-making
what
stands
he
for
said?
kneeling, right?
Right.
Okay. So one guy has backbone, the other guy I'm never so
Yeah,
sure
I get
about.
that.
And
So, yeah,
one
it
guy
does have
played
a
big in the
higher
playoffs,
buy
the other guy
cost.
It just goes to show you
Yeah.
what this move tells me by not even giving Colin Kaepernick an invitation to work out and signing Reuben Foster.
Yeah.
They view what Colin Kaepernick
There's some
did
high-end hits
as
in this
a
stuff,
more
though.
egregious act than what Reuben Foster is allegedly have done.
Mhm.
That's what this tells me, Skip. I mean, I don't really know how I can get around that. You tell me. I want the Washington brass to tell me why were you
I
willing
had
to
some
give Reuben
Bowman
Foster
photos.
with allegedly what he did,
Brickless.
as opposed to what Colin Kaepernick.
Dude, the internet was all whacked out
I just
yesterday.
want to know the rationale. Just want to know
I think you already know.
Of course.
Yeah.
But stop hiding behind, oh, it's the offense. It's amazing. When teams want to win,
No, I don't think so either.
They're not running the same offense for Joe Flacco.
Don't think so either.
Then they say, well, you know what? We got to put a backup in.
How did they do that? How did they switch it midstream to zone reads? They just did.
And you look at who's the backup in Tennessee.
What's up, Tommy? How you doing, Chica?
Like Marcus Mariota. See, when they want you there, they don't care what the starter looks like. They'll bring you in and say, you know what, this is our backup, and they're gonna have to switch the offense.
What's up, girlfriend?
That guy runs nothing like Marcus Mariota.
He's gonna get mad at me for girlfriend.
But
there it is. I knew it was coming.
Is it possible that Colin Kaepernick would have been sought by the Redskins?
Oh, it's too late for you. What? It's 7:30 in the morning for you.
A politically very incorrect nickname, right?
I think so,
and
right?
the fact that owner did take a chance on Reuben Foster that nobody else would take. Is it possible Colin would just say no to the Redskins? Like, I don't want to be part of that.
Probably, but for them to say, "Oh, we had some discussion," that was your discussion. Oh, Colin Kaepernick's still a free agent. Oh, okay. Who else is on there? Skip, how many quarterbacks must you go down to get to Josh Johnson? A guy that's been on 12 teams and he last threw a pass in 2011. So how many quarterbacks must you like? Okay, check him. You can start going in your closet. You're looking like, oh, Josh Johnson. Come on, man. This thing is getting loud.
Let's get some teams going. This is silly.
Okay, but you know and I know they're going to get what.
Vi oh vi, are we not fooled?
And they're going to lose out.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
They're going to
They've
lose
got
out.
4 games remaining against teams that don't have winning records. It's not like they're in this position. They're in a good place if they found someone. It's shocking.
There's a greater chance that they lose out as opposed to winning one of those last 4 games. Because the team, you know what, when they go face when the defensive coordinator lines up, say, look here, guys, if we let our Mark Sanchez-led team beat us, we deserve to lose.
Yes.
We deserve
everywhere sluts.
Or we deserve whatever fate becomes us.
Well, they got what they asked.
There really isn't a good explanation for that one either. All right, more quarterbacks to talk about. Would Josh McDaniels actually leave Tom Brady for Aaron Rodgers? That could be interesting. We'll discuss that with D'Angelo Hall next.
Better situation.
So, Tommy, what do you think about the Urban Meyer retirement? I know you like college football too, so I want to hear your opinion on it.
It's a new frontier. It's right for the taking. Mars. New episodes Mondays at 9 on National Geographic.
What average underwear feels like.
You don't care. You don't care that one of the top freaking college football coaches in the history of the game retired at 54? Come on, man.
Duluth Trading Buck Naked Underwear. The most
It's a
comfortable
big deal.
underwear there is. No pinch,
It is a
no
big deal.
stink, no sweat. Get a pair. Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrading.com.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about playing them.
They tell you that, but when you book at Hilton.com, you get the price match guarantee. So if you find your room at a lower rate, Hilton is like, we're going to match that rate and give you an extra 25% off. What would travel sites do?
Well, you guys have to play us for the Rose Bowl
That's
now.
my problem.
How do you feel about
Your
that
problem.
one?
Get out of here. Wow, I really felt that performance. It's just acting. I'm really good at it. Book at Hilton.com and get the Hilton price match guarantee. If you find a lower rate, we match it and give you 25% off that stay.
Yep. And that's going to be Urban Meyer's last game coaching, too. So, get ready. Get ready.
Take a test drive and get a front row seat to plenty of entertainment.
So, those kids are going to want to play.
Drive to the side event. Get a Volkswagen with America's best 6-year, 72,000-mile limited warranty. Get a $1,000 bonus on select 2019 Jetta and 2018 Tiguan and Atlas 2.0 TE models.
The king has gone crazy, making 10 nuggets just a
Should be a good game, though, man. What's the over-under on that?
Crazy juicy. 10 nuggets made a crazy delicious white meat for just $1. Now that's a crazy deal. Enjoy 10 golden nuggets for just $1, only at Burger King.
Hops are like grapes, special conditions of terroir, of soil,
The growing conditions of climate and sunlight
I want to see who's favored in that one.
unique flavors. A lager beer should be fruity, floral, and the flavors that we want in Boston Lager can only come from hops grown in this little piece of ground.
I was a little upset that they held us out from the playoff, but honestly, it was probably a good thing that didn't happen. We probably would have got our ass kicked, depending on which team showed up. So Ohio State is favored by 5.5 right now.
That is London. We have to shut it down.
Huh.
Engine, see it in IMAX, rated PG-13.
Friends.
We'll see.
Each one's unique in their own way. Hot, mild, cheesy, and garlic.
I thought it was a costume party.
Get together already. We've trusted us.
I'm Ken Jacobus, and I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. And last year, I earned $36,000 in cash back, which I used to...
I just saw it. I responded. That's a douche move, in my opinion, to be honest.
Sunday, we have another great NFL doubleheader on Fox. First, Skip's MVP, Drew Brees and the Saints look to bounce back against the Bucs. Then, America's Game of the Week. A Shannon's guy walk it to a win.
Tommy with the Seahawks.
Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys. With first place on the line, it's all on Fox and the Fox.
Win them on both sides or just one side?
The Packers. Yeah, they're going to be looking for a new head coach in the offseason.
Oh, I know, man.
After firing Mike McCarthy on Sunday, Joe Philbin is the interim head coach, but odds makers have Patriots
It just cracks me up.
Josh McDaniels as the favorite to be their next coach. Earlier this year, it looked like McDaniels would be the Colts head coach, but he changed his mind, decided to stay in New England. We're joined by FS1 NFL analyst D'Angelo Hall. D'Angelo, good morning.
Got you on the Seahawks. I mean Seahawks.
Can you see Josh McDaniels taking the job in Green Bay?
I can see him taking the job because, you know, there's only 32 of these coveted head coaching jobs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem we get is a lot of guys that have been with me for a long time, they get frustrated because sometimes our breaks take a little bit to fill. But they take a little bit to fill because they will come in, look, they won't pick up their team here, they'll just bounce out somewhere else, pick up their team. If our guys would be more consistent in picking up their teams here, we'd fill up as quick as we used to. I mean, lately we've been on an upswing on fills. Our fills have been going a little quicker and a little better. But I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
He's a great quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback.
I take care of everybody really well. I take care of their product really well.
But it's the other stuff that we're talking about.
Typically ship really quick.
It's being in a room with him, being on the team with him. You feeling like it's a constant battle.
I know you will.
You as a head
a lot of these other guys won't, man. They want it now.
I think he
will
really take this
Open it
job.
now.
I don't think it's the right fit for him, his personality. And
if I had a big chunk of change, I'd go out and buy a bunch of product and do a bunch of giveaways and stuff, the way like some of these other guys did to bring in new business.
Power structure is conducive to what he wants. He's going to want, say, Final 53. He's going to want.
I don't have the money to do it.
And I don't know if Mark Murphy is going to be willing to give that up. But look, does it? I mean, for what his prowess is, offensive, great mind.
The other thing I need to do is I need to get
know how good of an offensive coordinator he is.
I need to get the Facebook channel where we're bumping. Facebook's been a challenge for me. We had it going that one time back in the day when Ryan was running it for me. Facebook was moving actually really good. And he turned into be a scumbag. And I lost all those people because of him.
Skip, you know, I've been a lot of places. And normally when someone's like, man, it was tough, you can always find someone like, nah, you were pretty cool, it was okay. Skip, I'm very careful.
I'd do so much PR after that.
Every person that I've talked to that was in Denver during the time Josh McDaniel was there. Skip, I said every, capital E, to start every. Had nothing good to say about it. I'm not talking about.
I'll be right back.
The player, that goes without saying. So, but he doesn't. And see, Skip. Hopefully, he's learned because a lot of our coaching is communicating and learning how to talk to people. Yeah, X's and O's is important because when players come to you, they need to know you know what the hell you're talking about. But you got to be able to know how to talk to people. And another thing that he's going to have to wait. Because he came back for one reason, Skip. They gave him some assurances. They would give him strong consideration for the head coaching job in New England. How much longer is Coach Belichick going to be in New England? I believe Coach Belichick going to work this thing out. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So that's what he's going to have to wait. Is he going to be, am I going to be able to sit around here and be back up to Coach Belichick for another 3-4 years? Or do I go ahead and strike out on my own again and prove to people that I'm more than Tom Brady, that I can be a head coach in this league? That's what's going to be. That's going to be the interesting thing to whether or not Josh McDaniel takes this job if he's offered.
By the way, just point of order here. You often say on this show that you win every debate, which is just ludicrous. But you say you never use that word every, but you use it like every day.
I'm 500 debate.
Okay. So now back to the real world and Josh McDaniels. To your point, Charlie Weiss did pretty well with Tom Brady, and Bill O'Brien did really well with Tom Brady, and Josh has been doing really well with Tom Brady, and so we don't know. Charlie had a hard time being a head coach. I think Bill's having a hard time, but he
got Deshaun.
Deshaun fell out of heaven into his laps and saved him. So, again, the most intriguing story of the last year or so in the National Football League was at the last second, Josh McDaniels jerked the rug out from under the Indianapolis Colts. And his agent was so upset with him that his agent departed. You know, he just quit on him. He said, I can't have you. You're going to ruin my reputation because you ruined yours with everybody else. So I'm not sure that Green Bay would want him. But to your point, something happened in New England that was really profound because that owner somehow promised this still fairly young head coach, or he'd been a head coach, that he was going to get a shot sooner than later to be the next head coach of the New England Patriots. And I can't figure out any timeline here because, to your point, Belichick seems like he's dug in. They're 9-3 right now, so they're doing okay. So let's do worst case the rest of this year. If New England doesn't have home field throughout the playoffs, and they have to go on the road to, let's do Kansas City, and they get blown out in Kansas City, and maybe some stories leak out that Brady and Belichick are still at each other's throat for whatever reason. Is it possible that would be the end of Bill Belichick? Because that's the timeline that would keep Josh in New England, right? Yeah. Because if you go out much longer, then it's going to be diminishing returns on Tom Brady. Because, again, I think he'll play until he's 45. But that... Again, is Belichick going to play until he's 45? You know, like effectively, is he going to last until Tom's gone? Is he going to try to outlast Tom? Yes. I don't know because Josh could get left holding nothing in New England, right? Because he could wind up with Belichick, who probably is out on Josh now because he thinks Josh has been handpicked to be his successor. Right. And you don't want that because he will do you in. He's got scoundrel in Belichick.
And I think that's the thing is, Skip, is that both of them are trying to outlast each other.
That's correct.
Tom Brady says, I ain't going nowhere. Bill Belichick says, I'm not going anywhere. But if I'm a head coach and I'm interested in the Green Bay job, I'm like, I ain't giving up hope. Yeah. Because he might get it and back out of it like he did the Indy job. Yeah. And he might be so terrible that he's gone after a year and a half anyway. So I'm not losing hope.
Yeah. So back to your original point. To me, I'm going to say it again. Aaron Rodgers is like coaching LeBron James. It can be great, and it can take years off your life because it is not easy because they both have drama swirling around them. And now it sounds like Aaron has seized pretty much total control of the franchise. So you're going to be he's going to be your boss. Yeah. He's going to, in the end, he's going to have final say over you. Do you really want to inflict that upon yourself? Again, is he a great thrower? Yeah, obviously, maybe the greatest thrower of the football ever. But there's a whole lot of that pretty girl.
Worse than freaking parallel cards, Gino? That's intense.
If he really wants his job,
that's super intense.
About his job. Sitting down at some point with Aaron Rodgers and just filling him out because you can hear a lot of things about a person, but until you actually sit down with him, that might be the perfect chemistry for those two guys.
You know, I think a little of it is I did half case try and bring the price down so everybody could get in cheap, not have to worry about such a high buy-in.
Can he work with Aaron Rodgers?
Sure, that'll bite me in the butt, but whatever.
Aaron Rodgers is going to have a hand in this. And so if he's even in the discussion, it's because Aaron has said, I think this guy can work for us.
First of all, Aaron Rodgers is the CEO because he makes $33.5 million. The CEO of the company, Skip, 99% of the time, the CEO wins out over everybody else. So if something comes up, the CEO normally wins out. Okay, Aaron is the CEO because he's the highest paid. So if there's ever a conflict, I don't see a scenario where Aaron is going to lose out. Now, maybe when he gets 38, 39, he's not the same Aaron Rodgers.
Maybe.
But at this juncture, he's going to win out.
And meanwhile, in New England, Tom Brady is mostly a good soldier in that organization.
Yeah, you love him.
When he saw the handwriting,
drip.
To replace me with Jimmy Garoppolo, and then he went upstairs and knocked on the owner's
door. That wasn't no handwriting. He went that thing in the sky.
Okay.
Yeah, he had an airplane right there. Well, I want Tom up out of here.
And who won that little tiff?
Coach Belichick said, I have not yet begun to fight.
Yeah, well, I think he's...
he ain't going yet. Coach Belichick said, I ain't going down without a fight.
Yeah. I think if you put Josh McDaniels on a lie detector, he would tell you that Tom Brady is not good to work with. He's great to work with. And I know they had their one clash on the sideline when I think Josh just lost his mind and showed up Brady when he was coming off the field like, why didn't you throw it to him? Remember that? Yeah. Brady stopped and then turned around.
Dude, Urban, man.
He did give him an ear. That was the time we saw it publicly.
Yeah.
But when you've been together this long, there's been a lot of pride behind the scenes.
Me and J-Chop been calling that for a while. J-Chop called it before I did. He said that this would be Urban's last season. I didn't kind of think that until about 4 weeks ago.
And so I think he can kind of handle that a little bit, I think he can. I think
any relationship. D Hall, you're married. Jenny, you're married. Skip, you're married. I've been in relationships long term. There have been a lot of times that you got to bite your tongue.
Oh yeah, you got
That's right.
You got to. Yeah, you know what? Growing up and how I grew up in the South, there was a lot of times I really wanted to say something to my grand. But you know what? You have to just bite your tongue because you're gonna hit you in your mouth and you're gonna be upset. Yeah. So I'm not so sure. Tom, I'm certain of it, that Tom is bitten his tongue a lot. When you have those kind of credentials, Skip, and I'm like, who are you talking to? I got 5 Super Bowl wins, 8 appearances. Who are you, Josh? The reason you got a job is because of me. Mm-hmm. But he's like, you know what? Josh tries to coach him and says, Tom, I need you to do. You're right.
Okay, but what do we see in Tom versus Tom? And maybe it was for the camera.
Yeah.
But Brady's sitting at his computer late at night at his house.
You took the day off because of it?
Preseason tape of Cincinnati. Yeah. And he sees something, and he calls Josh McDaniels. Hey, I just found so-and-so about, like, he's like a little kid.
Yeah.
Huh? You think he's fun? Do you think so? I think he's like a little cliched kid, lame, like, what do you call him? Corny.
Corny. That's okay.
Corny like that.
Corny.
Jenny loved them all American corn dodgery guys.
Yeah, the secret's out. I do. I'm all in.
I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, Jenny, come on.
I don't mind.
She couldn't tell that was staged.
I mean,
I thought it was real, man.
Stop it, Skip. You believe everything Tom would do is real. You're like, oh, did it? What kind of card Tom was really going to tire? The only reason I'm sticking around, guys, is because I wanted to get to 19. I wanted to get to a
He got you good.
He's like, oh, Fuji, gotta go to work.
Urban's a class act. He got a lot of bad press because of that whole bullshit beginning of the year. I think that they kind of pushed him out, to be honest. I think that's part of why. That was kind of my speculation with my brother with J-Chop, is why the team played so bad for a little bit, because I think the team might have known, and Urban just wasn't in it just because they were messing with him. So I think they found out before the Michigan game, and that's why the team rallied and just whomped Michigan. And then the Northwestern game, I think it kind of set in a little bit more, and then you got some of the guys thinking about Haskins leaving and all that stuff. So then they kind of went into a little bit of a slump because they should have blown out Northwestern, to be honest.
I wasn't coming around. I said, he got to go.
But I'm actually okay. I mean, I'm a little bummed that we didn't get the college football bid. I think being ranked behind a 2-loss Georgia is a smack in the face. Yeah, see, that's why I think that the kids did what they did with the Michigan game. They played their hearts out for Urban, and for their senior day. But I'm a little bummed we didn't get the college football playoff bid, and we got ranked below a 2-loss Georgia. But honestly, we would have been in that 4 spot. We would have had to play Alabama right out the gate. And now with Tua out, you have the game plan for Hurts, and we don't know. I mean, Hurts came in and played a phenomenal game against Georgia. That was a different Jalen Hurts than I've seen. So, I mean, this year, Jalen Hurts saved him. Last year, it was Tua that saved him. So, I don't know. I think Alabama's the favorite to win the college football playoff, and I don't want to have to be the first team to play and to get knocked out and get smashed by Alabama. So we'll go play a Washington team for the Rose Bowl. We'll get our Rose Bowl victory, and I think that we'll be able to handle Washington pretty easily. I don't think Washington's defense can hold our offense. Right, I only got to watch a portion of it. My girlfriend got sick during the game, so we left. So I only got to watch like the first quarter. I was kind of bummed about it, but I followed up on the score, and the scoreboard told me what was going on. I was still just like, why in the hell are we playing Northwestern this close? No, we were at my brother's house watching the game with him, and then Brittany got sick, so we had to leave.
At T. Rowe Price, our experts go beyond the numbers to examine investment opportunities firsthand, like e-commerce spurring cardboard.
She got like super duper sick.
The pursuit of allergy-free peanuts.
I felt bad for her.
Reaching new markets.
She's under so much stress right now, though. Single mom, 2 young boys, 1 7, 1 3. Working full-time as a nurse, doing 50, 60 hours a week doing that. Plus, she's going through getting her bachelor's degree online with UNC Wilmington. So she's taking those 7-week expedited classes online, which are murder if you've ever done those. It's kind of like going to summer school. So I mean, she's got a huge workload when it comes to her classes online. And with that nursing program, you can't fail a class, so they kick you out of the program and you have to reapply and start all over again. So I mean, it's super stressful for her. You know, she's dealing with her ex, who's being kind of a shithead. You know, me and her trying to plan our future together, because we're talking about getting a place together and all that stuff, integrating the families, doing the whole blended family thing. You know, her job, I mean, there's a lot of people don't take it as seriously, and she keeps having to pick up the slack for other nurses that keep like quitting or calling out, and yada yada yada. Yeah, dude, she's a super busy chick, man. She's got, I mean, her head's on straight. She's just busy. I think this is her last week of class till after New Year's, so she gets a couple weeks off. She gets to finish up this semester. I do, man.
It's okay. I'm here.
I know, right? No, dude, me and my ex have been having a couple go-arounds lately, too. I mean, and all, me and her get along really well. And we co-parent very well. It's just her and my daughter. My ex and my daughter don't like each other. And my ex is paying for her to have a therapist come over. So we have a therapist come over to the house once a week to sit with my daughter. And they were trying to talk about putting her on depression meds. I'm like, you know what? First off, I told Kelly, I was like, Kelly, you see Taylor like once every 6 months. And she doesn't like you. And the therapist just started meeting with her, and the therapist was like just throwing all kinds of random diagnoses out. My kid's a happy kid. She's a well-adjusted kid. She does great in school. You know, Brittany and Taylor get along phenomenal. They're buddy-buddy. Me and Taylor get along phenomenal. she had a little bit of an issue like 6 months back, and you guys know about it with all the credit cards and stuff, but she was testing her boundaries, and
but you're a better writer.
got to figure it
I
out.
think that played a part of this, that I wanted to write it in part for her. She wouldn't have loved all this one.
Yeah.
It got raw.
So, like, you know, Kelly called me up and was like, you know, we should put her on meds. And I told her, I was like, I'm not putting my kid on any kind of medication. I won't even let the doctor give her any kind of, like, pain meds if she gets hurt or anything. The only thing I'll give her medicine-wise is Tylenol or ibuprofen. I don't want my kid to have any kind of taste for drugs. I don't want her taking any kind of medications that could, you know, create any kind of addiction.
So this is the whole story.
To any kind of substance, especially while she's so young and developing, because that could be something that could continue her entire life.
Debate. So I'm in one mode for 2.5 hours every day.
Yeah, right? 2014 Hot Rookie. That was such a bad product.
Same show for 15 years.
No, that 2014 Hot Rookies, I remember it. That was actually when I first started breaking on breakers versus breaking on eBay, was when 2014 Hot Rookies came out. That was my first week on just breakers only. It was awful. I had like 6 cases of that shit too. Oh my god.
Media people, why don't you show more yourself? We don't have. It's not the format. I can't.
But anyways, yeah. So the ex, I mean, me and her are.
That happened to me. Although you do occasionally.
The way we think about parenting is completely different. I know my kid though because I have her all the time, and me and my kid get along. And we respect each other, so. A little different. I mean, but when it comes outside of her and Taylor's relationship, like me and my ex are good. We're golden.
But there's a famous journalism line from the late, great Red Smith of the New York Times, longtime sports
Exactly, Tripp. That's what I said. And see, I sat down with the therapist. She came Monday. And usually the therapist will call my ex and talk to her about the meetings. And it's like, I told my ex, I was like, look, this chick's in my house talking to my kid. Why isn't she talking to me after the meeting? So this time she came up and asked for me to come in. So I went and sat down with her and we talked for like 30 minutes. And that's what I told her. I said, I don't know where you, I don't know why you therapists always got to throw meds out immediately. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with my kid. I think she's a well-adjusted kid. I think her problem is with her mom. And obviously it's going to mess with her a little bit. I mean, she's got a bad relationship with her mom. Her mom moved out here for 2 months and then moved back away. You know, and that created an abandonment issue for Taylor again. There's obvious issues with her and her mom. And that's going to give any young kid an issue when they have a parent that they don't feel like is trying and they can't get along with.
What's it really like? And the thing that I tell people, Jenny, because he's not like
exactly. That's what I told therapist. So I'm not doing it. I said she's too young. I don't want. It's a crutch. If she doesn't learn right now how to deal with life, and you crutch her with some kind of medication, A, you could cause an addiction issue, and B, she's never going to learn how to cope and deal with life like we did. Our generation, especially, Gino, we're a pretty tough generation. We dealt with some hard shit during our time, and so the generations prior to us. We weren't medicated heavily. It was like right after us is when everybody started medicating everybody, and I mean, see how that turned out.
He poured his heart and soul into making this happen, and the
medication's not always the key.
Together on my Facebook
crutch
page is staggering to me because it's magazine quality. So thank you.
A lot of times I think it's
for that.
Thank you for sharing your story, Steph. It was
a negative crutch that causes a lot of social issues that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Make sure you do check it out on his Facebook page. We are going to move on to the Cowboys because yesterday Jerry Jones was asked
exactly
situation. Hunt was released on Friday by the Chiefs, and last year Jerry had to deal with a suspension.
I don't know, man. I've just never been a big drug guy. I mean, like everybody, I've dabbled. I won't lie. I think we all have at some point.
Different than the other 31 teams in this respect. The 30 teams include Kansas City. But very interesting. It's a challenging area of what we're about. Everyone.
But drugs and me just don't get along. I like to have a clear head.
Shannon, do you like Jerry's thing?
And I also like to take responsibility for my own actions.
Jerry Jones says everyone has 0 tolerance. He has zero tolerance.
Anyways, off my soapbox. Let's get back to sports.
Good point.
So, Obsidian, brand new today. And then we got, I think next week is, not this Friday, but the following Friday, we have Bowman Draft Baseball. Always a monster product.
When you can gain something for
I got 7 freaking cases of it coming.
He had 16 sacks. Greg Hardy did. He was in the 20s. He was first team All-Pro at the defensive end. Jerry Jones saw an opportunity to get a under 30 defensive lineman that had just come off a career season. So he had a tolerance for domestic violence.
He did.
He didn't have zero tolerance.
Right.
Now,
Right.
Skip, this is not about zero tolerance. This is about Jerry Jones losing a very public power struggle with Roger Goodell.
Wow.
This is what he's paying close attention to. Roger Goodell. You see how this played out?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you moved heaven and earth? You did all this investigative reports for old Zeke Elliott, but you didn't even bother a finger. You didn't lift a finger. You sent no one down to Cleveland. Nobody knew about this. It's being reported now. The police didn't even know about this tape, Skip, until this tape was released by TMZ.
Yep.
And so Jerry's like, whoa, wait a minute. Skip, this is about Jerry Jones losing this public battle, this public PR power struggle with Roger Goodell. He tried to hold up Roger Goodell's compensation package after he had agreed to it in May. Once he found out Roger Goodell was going to suspend old Zeke Elliott, he wanted to pump the brake. He tried to elicit other owners to curtail Roger Goodell's power. I'm not so sure he wasn't planning to try to overthrow the commissioner. But once he saw he couldn't generate another success, a successful attempt, what did he have to do, Skip? He had to stand down. That shook him. The one thing I know about men, and powerful, successful men, they don't like to lose.
Yeah.
Ooh, he lost on the grandest of stages because he was proud of, I'm going to court. Roger Goodell can't do this to me. Yeah, he can. And he did it. This is what this is about, Skip. Kareem Hunt lost his job. Zeke Elliott lost 6 games.
He did.
And Jerry, you coming, playing. Looks to me that Kareem Hunt is a lot more like Zeke than we thought because there's a lot of bar incidences that Kareem Hunt was involved in that Roger Goodell didn't even take into consideration when they were handing out punishment for what Ezekiel Elliott ultimately got suspended for. Now, we can go back and forth. Did he do it? Did he not do it? But this is what I know. Commissioner Goodell could have easily suspended Zeke Elliott for 3 to 4 games for pulling that girl top down on that rooftop. And nobody would have batted an eye.
True.
So, Jerry, can you stop this? Stop pretending like you're holier than thou. Stop pretending like you care. Only thing you give a damn about is winning football game. And you will hire anybody that you believe.
You really think Ohio State got fucked, man? I don't know. I mean, again, I don't agree with being.
You have zero tolerance about domestic violence.
That was all extremely well said. I disagree with none of it, and I will be the first to tell you.
Ranked below a 2-loss Georgia. I mean, Georgia again played Alabama good, but they lost to an awful LSU team that shouldn't be ranked what they are. I understand our loss to
bench trial, and
Purdue was a worse loss than what they had, but we only had 1 loss, and we just stomped the number 4 team in the country with the number 1 defense.
As it was.
So, I don't know. I'm a little confused by that voting.
About this. And anything
but it is
involving
what it is.
Domestic abuse is the slipperiest of slopes. So it's difficult for me to even talk about this. But I'm still a little raw over what happened to a guy I love, Ezekiel Elliott. I love him as a football player. I don't
yeah,
always
dude,
love
the photos, like the press photos and this stuff, did not do this product justice. Like, I thought it was like a mix between
one more time. Jerry Jones
Spectra and Parallel, but this stuff does. It has like an old SPX
we do know that Kia
Spectra
Roberts,
vibe to it.
of
It's actually nice.
Under Roger Goodell, interviewed the accuser of Zeke 6 times, and she was the only member of the league office to interview said accuser.
Correct.
And she concluded not credible, and she asked to testify at Zeke's hearing.
I'm okay with playing Washington. Actually, I think we're going to stop Washington.
Her boss on that,
correct?
Because she felt so strongly that Zeke was getting a raw deal here.
No, you're going to have
still, after you fought it at several
Alabama's going to stomp the shit out of Oklahoma, and then you're going to have Clemson and Notre Dame go, and Clemson's going to just bounce Notre Dame out.
And Goodell slammed down
so
the hammer, which is
it's going to be Clemson, Ohio State.
6 games.
Right.
and he did 6
or not,
games
or Clemson, Alabama. I mean,
at the end of the year, near the end of the year. And it tore me up because I got it in my head that Kia Roberts was right. I don't know that for a fact, but it seemed like Roger Goodell just sort of big-footed Jerry Jones, and it became more of an ego battle than a truth battle.
You think Oklahoma's going to beat Bama?
Domestic violence, if there's any
I don't
hint
think
of
so,
it,
bro.
you're out. You're gone.
And I think that's the thing.
Oklahoma doesn't have a defense to stop Alabama. And Alabama's defense is actually good and will be able to stop Alabama. Or, I mean, Oklahoma. So
Why not get an independent, get 3 people that's not involved with the NFL, have them go before.
I'm actually pretty confident in the fact that it'll be a Clemson, Alabama. And I think Alabama's probably going to win it all.
Someone that's very profound.
I don't think Notre Dame is going to.
And let them determine. Okay, this is what we're going to do.
Remember, Kia Roberts had been a district attorney in
pull
Brooklyn.
anything big out of their ass.
We're going to sit you down.
Sorry, I'm watching a
for
break of this stuff.
minimum
This stuff
of
is
6
sexy.
games. But throughout this process, you're going to have to come back weekly and talk to us. If we feel you've shown the proper contrition,
This stuff's real sexy.
we'll put you back on the field.
All right.
If not,
Hey, Tommy, thanks for the heads up, man. I can't get any of that right now. I'm leveraged pretty high on draft.
That's what hockey does. That's what baseball. Hey, somebody else did this. You got to be mad at them.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at us because right now the NFL, this is not what the NFL would say.
Yeah, and this stuff's all limited to 99 or less, right? 100 or less, something like that.
Punishment for things they're unqualified to handle doesn't serve them very well.
It does not.
But Jerry, you know good well.
Curry, Mr. No longer in football.
Losing that power stroke. Skip, and he was willing to go to court to try to get the commissioner's power curtailed, the very powers that they gave him.
I think it's 4 hits per box.
We love punishment. As long as we
So you have either 4 autos or mems per box, and then you have
Mr. Kraft, when they would go suspend Tom
2
Brady,
base and 2 insert or something like that.
Robert, you got to do what's best interest of the team.
It's 7 cards per box, 12 boxes per case, 4 hits per box.
Sitting in his hammock with his hand behind his head like this here.
And it's actually really, really nice. Like, I'm watching a break of it right now. It's really nice.
And then he stood down like a good soldier was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But this is what this is about.
Yeah, but you got, I mean, you're out of your mind thinking that Oklahoma could knock down Bama.
He was wrong. He said it was wrong.
I mean, Oklahoma's defense is
I wish the situation
trash.
had never got to this. It could have got de-escalated before
Absolute
this.
garbage. I can't believe that the playoff committee put them in. I mean, I'd rather have Georgia in than Oklahoma.
Signed a player that's committed this act.
Because at least Georgia has a defense.
But I can't listen to Jerry Jones.
You know, Ohio State's defense is kind of boo-boo
So
too.
Jerry was doing his weekly radio gig in Dallas, and he puffed out his chest, and he basically said, "Roger, I'm watching you.
That's what he said.
I'm watching you. Don't you let Kareem."
I don't think Jalen Hurts is that good either, but the difference is the fact that Jalen Hurts has so much talent around him. I think that he'll be able to monopolize on that. And again, without Oklahoma having a defense,
it's hard for me to believe.
I mean, he's going to be able to just throw the ball over the field.
The rest of this year.
His receivers are too good. Those receivers will go out and pick that ball up and just score at will. And then, if not, I mean, all they got to do is run their running backs. Ronnie Harrison, whatever his name is. No, it's not Ronnie Harrison. Forget the kid's name, but they have 2 stud running backs. They just run the ball at Oklahoma.
Commissioner, look, you've done
If Jalen Hurts can't do it, and then they'll run Jalen Hurts.
Money.
Yep.
The product is as good as it's been.
Oklahoma will not be able to stop Alabama. And then Notre Dame, Clemson. I mean, Clemson's coming out of a weak ACC, but I mean, you just can't discount any team by that coach. I mean, Clemson has proven to be a good team.
Who's going to get the Super Bowl? But when it comes to a punishment for domestic violence, we let people that are qualified, that's been in this field for years and years and years, they determine that this guy should have been suspended for 6 games, 8 games, and he's shown the proper contrition. He's gone through the process, and he deserves to be back on the field.
We're going to have to let this one play out.
You got me on this one.
It's, we will see what goes on next, because Jerry always knows you're listening when he makes those comments. Are the Lakers relying on LeBron too much? We'll discuss that with Kenyon Martin next.
I'm 1,000 miles from nowhere.
You think? Well, we had a defense that year, though. That year, it was our offense that was suspect, and that's just because we had our third-string quarterback coming in because Barrett and Miller were both down.
XL guys aren't built like everyone else. That's why DXL isn't built like any other clothing store. With
So I don't know, man.
XL, from Lacoste to Levi's,
I don't think I can agree with that one.
more. Built to fit. Built XL. DXL.
Do humans know they are paying too much with Verizon?
No, they just don't know that Sprint's unlimited plan gives you 5 lines for just $24 per month per line.
Wow, that would save us
Nearly $8,000.
What about the network?
Now Sprint has LTE Advanced.
It's up to 2 times faster than before.
No way.
Robots don't lie. The man in the mom jeans is
I
correct.
don't know, brother.
Get up to 2 times faster.
We'll see.
See how you can save nearly $1,000 over Verizon and AT&T with Sprint.
Love big, love loud, love Le'Veon. From classic new.
Yeah, but dude, this year was such a weird year with college football. You only had a couple teams out there that were looking good the whole season. Honestly, it was basically the teams that are in the college football playoff outside of Georgia and Ohio State. And even Ohio State was suspect throughout the year, especially with that beatdown we took by Purdue. If we hadn't had that Purdue loss, I mean, obviously, but
Collaboration a century in the
that was just a shit loss.
Budweiser and Jim Beam introduced the Budweiser Reserve Copper Lager, a rich lager aged on Jim Beam bourbon barrel staves, with hints of vanilla and caramel rye, followed by a deliciously smooth finish.
I don't know about Penn State versus Kentucky.
Forget about vacuuming for weeks. The new Roomba i7 Plus with clean base automatic dirt disposal empties the Roomba bin for you. So dirt is off your hands. If it's not from iRobot, it's not a Roomba.
Now I had the time of my life, and
The most delicious union of all time. New Kentucky Fried Waffles for a limited time.
Michigan will stomp Florida. LSU UCF actually might end up being a game because LSU's garbage, but UCF has their quarterbacks out. But they seem to have been recruiting really well. So UCF, I don't know, that might be a decent game actually. Ohio State, I don't know about stopping Washington, but we're going to beat Washington for sure. Georgia will probably dismantle Texas. And again, that Penn State-Kentucky game might be a better game than we think. Because Penn State's not as good as everybody once thought they were either.
Rated M for mature.
Buy Xbox One, get Battlefield 5.
Thursday night football rolls on tomorrow night on Fox. Marcus Mariota and the
Jacob
Titans
Sorley
look
is
to keep
not
their
the
playoff
stud we all
hopes
once
alive
thought he
when they
was,
host
especially
the
without
Jaguars.
Saquon in
It
the
all starts
backfield.
tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern on Fox, NFL Network, and stream it on Prime Video. Well, the Lakers are on a 3-game winning streak, but a lot of attention is on LeBron's playing time. He's averaging the fewest minutes of his career so far this season. But Luke Walton even said, quote, "There's definitely times that I take him out and he seems frustrated." Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you might be right. I mean, what was Kentucky's schedule? That's the deciding factor here.
Yesterday. Let's hear it.
Kind of look at who Kentucky played. Because that SEC, again, is very top-loaded. There's 2 or 3 good teams in the SEC.
Behind it, I understand, what Magic and Kobe is saying, because we want to continue to grow the young guys. We want to see how much our young guys can grow and be the best, they can be. I mean, Magic and Kobe know who I am. I know who
They struggled against the Eastern Kentucky team. Beat Central Michigan. They beat number 10 Florida, but Florida's trash. Murray State. They beat Mississippi State, trash. South Carolina, trash. Texas A&M beat them. Texas A&M's not that good. Barely beat Vanderbilt. They beat an overrated Missouri team. Georgia knocked their block off. They lost to Tennessee. Beat Middle Tennessee. Dismantled Louisville. So, they got beat by 2 questionable teams, Tennessee and Texas A&M. And again, the way they rank the SEC,
relying on him as much as they need.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
If they wasn't relying on him
overrated constantly.
Need to, then they wouldn't be 14-9. They wouldn't be on a 3-game win streak. He's averaging 35 minutes a night. That's not like he's playing 22. Like he's playing less minutes. Like it's not a significant difference there. You know, when he's out there, he's going to be himself, like he said.
Well, my other issue with the SEC too is the fact that they do schedule in so many. They only have 8 conference games, and they're one of the largest conferences in the country. Everybody else plays 9 conference games, and then they have all these non-bowl subdivision teams that they play. It's ridiculous.
So he's constantly trying to walk that tightrope. But at the end of the day, he has to be him. What made him great?
I think they need to schedule in a 9th conference game for the SEC and stop playing so many Division II teams or CS teams.
You take it over.
However you want to call them nowadays.
Having to deal with that, and I get it. You know, he's like, bro, I pay all this money. It's reported that he pays $2 million a year for it. Trainer.
Maybe if they stop doing it, they start getting ranked appropriately.
I gear myself to play as many minutes.
You know, and then like how Big Ten does it. I mean, we play our basically our preseason games at the beginning of the year. We play. We usually have one big team we'll play now, and then we kind of move over, and we go to our conference schedule for the rest of the season. So. The SEC does that crap where they'll play like all these big ranked teams and shit right at the beginning of the season, try to get the ranking up, and then they bounce back and forth between playing cupcakes and actual games. And it's just so hard to rank them appropriately in the way they do it.
Luke is a newer head coach, and these younger players have been pacified and babied and all that. That's what they used to.
Right.
LeBron cut from a different cloth than those guys. He's going to do whatever it takes to win.
Right.
He wants to be out there to do that. You know, he's not going to let them pacify him. He's not going to let them baby him when not necessary. If he needs a break, I'm pretty sure he'll go to them and be like, listen, I need a couple minutes, or I need a game, or whatever the case may be, or I need to go back down to Miami like he did in Cleveland for 2 weeks and rejuvenate. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be.
Right. So
but I don't think he's going to allow it.
This man sitting to my left was cut from old school cloth.
Oh.
He was a tough guy. And I look back at your minutes played. I look back at 03-04. You made the All-Star team that year, and you averaged.
The SEC is smart about how they do it, man. They make sure that their teams are always highly ranked, so it always gives them an opportunity. Last year, having Georgia and Alabama play each other for the national championship was a bunch of bullshit. We need to expand to a 10-team playoff with teams 10 and 8 playing and or 10 and 7 and 8 and 9 playing a round robin for a wild card spot to get that 7-8 spot in it. Teams 1 through 6 get an automatic first week bye, and then you play a round robin 1 through 8. So 1-8. 2-6, 4 and 5 all play. The winners of those teams advance. Then the winners of those teams advance to the national championship. That's the way it should be. All 5 conference champions should be in for the Power 5. You win your conference, you get in.
I guess his back sometimes bothers him a little bit, but it doesn't
Period.
seem like it's chronic.
So the committee would have to put you in the top 10. Now, if you're in a weak conference and you have a bad schedule, then maybe you have to play one of those wild card games, but at least you get a shot.
$2 million a year, he should be able to play 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, so I got no problem.
Well, I mean, honestly, they need to get rid of all the meaningless bowls that are out there. There's so many meaningless bowls that are just.
He does score some, but
I mean, who cares about
it? Just should all go through him. He should be the point guard. So I don't have any problem with that.
Buckle up.
Let me finish this.
Butt fucker bowl. You know, I mean, nobody wants to see that shit.
You hit the postseason,
unless you're a fan of that.
I don't want to hear that because
obscure
he
team.
Be tired in the postseason. Like the excuse.
The only reason anybody cares about the bowls is for betting purposes anymore.
Because he's pulling him for a couple minutes every fourth quarter to try to keep him fresh.
But I mean, if we expand to a 10-team, a lot of people are talking about 8. I think 10 is appropriate because then you can have the wild card.
35 minutes, and they lose. What is everybody gonna
And you're
say?
essentially only adding
He didn't come to win.
what,
This is a vacation.
one extra
He came
game
to beat Michael B.
for the teams to get the first week bye. Your regular top 6.
That's a good line.
The other teams might have to play an additional game after that. I understand they're older, it's academics, they're in college. What's up, Travis? But you know what? Most of those kids aren't even really actually studying anymore.
How does he make everybody happy? Sure, it'd be great for him to play 32 minutes, average 35 points a night, shoot 50+% from the floor, and instead of being 14 and 9,
I mean, you know what? If you advance, if you create a true
but that's not realistic.
playoff for college football, just like other sports do. I mean, look. I mean, they talk about these kids in football. Oh, you add another week of football, it's hurting their academics. Look at the basketball kids, man. They play 2-3 games a week for a pretty long season. Then they go into these long tournaments. They do just fine.
They've been talking about him. I'm sure everybody.
I don't understand why football is so much different.
Well, he does do his thing.
Well, in the lesser conference, but I won't start there.
Ah,
Where you at right now?
I get it right now.
good point.
I get it. But year one.
Let me ask you a question.
Listen.
Well, then maybe they need to stop paying coaches so much money and put money back into the schools.
Okay. But it helps when you're in the
Don't do that. Why you so when Michael Jordan was in the Eastern Conference?
When it was the West. It was the equivalent of the West.
I'm sorry, no college football coach should be getting $6 million a year.
They only had a couple of teams, Skip.
That's true. I'll give you that. We're not talking about Magic Johnson.
Well, why we not?
Even though he's LeBron's boss, but
okay. LeBron, guess what? In 10 years,
Exactly.
LeBron's gonna be somebody's boss.
I think he's going to be bigger than a basketball team's boss. He's going to like own the world.
Yeah, he's going to own the NBA team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he might.
They say
And all those kids have tutors and stuff too. I mean, they get
until I
help.
hear LeBron brag about. This is the quote. Last year I played every single game. Then he.
I mean, they're there to play football. They can all leave early nowadays, anyways, and
cares?
jump into the NFL. Kind of like
Played every single game 9 times in his career. What are we
the
talking
quarterback's talking about doing. I really hope we don't lose him, man. I hope he sticks. We need him for another year.
Well, once upon
To help
a time,
Ryan
not that
Day
long ago, everybody played every single game.
Well, people bring it up because it's him.
Yeah.
Like,
establish
he's never
himself.
done it and things like that. So people bring it up.
We
and
did it
people,
for the first time in his 15
Yeah,
years.
but
What's
people
up,
pay
T-Shark?
attention to stuff like that nowadays, man.
Well,
That's
good, buddy.
That's part of the analytics of sports.
Can I ask you a question, Skip Baylor? If you had a problem with LeBron James saying he played every minute of a Game 7, did you have a problem with Michael Jordan mentioning? Hold on, let me finish. Don't cut me off. No. If you had a problem with LeBron James saying he played every minute in a Game 7, I just need to know from me and for Kenyon and for Jenny, did you have a problem with Michael Jordan mentioning in his
That was a
Hall of
nice
Fame
Baker Mayfield he
that
just
he
did.
played a Game
Cool.
6 or Game 5 with 102 feet? Did you have a problem with that?
He did that.
Oh, I forgot Akeem Talib went to the Rams.
He did
He's
that.
Bronco forever.
More than 98.6.
You see what you did, Skip Baylor? You
Why? I didn't do anything. I just answered your question.
I'm just asking, do you have a problem with Michael saying that?
I'm glad you brought this up because I didn't get to read that quote, but he was bragging yesterday. He said, I played a Game 7 of the finals, and I damn near played every minute. So what? You should play every minute of Game 7. Is there a Game 8? Is there a Game 9? It's over.
Michael Jordan should have played with 102 fever.
He did.
Okay, then.
He dominated the whole game.
And what's the triple double in the Game 7? Is that domination?
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, guys.
Somebody hit the last.
Refill my water.
Right?
Don't do that, Skip.
Come on.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, he can stuff the stat sheet like nobody ever played this game.
What you mean?
Okay. So I played 47 minutes in Game 7.
So what? So what's he?
What else are you supposed to
If
do?
you don't mind me asking, if he's out there for 37, 38 minutes, 40 minutes in the playoffs on most nights, what's he supposed to do? So you know what? I don't want this assist because if I get a triple double, I don't want this rebound. People gonna say I'm stuffing the stat sheet, and all I care about is that.
I don't care about the playoffs. I care about some Tuesday night at Orlando when he used to be in Cleveland, and he would play 42 minutes and have a triple double, and I'd say, you were ahead by 35.
But I say, but then why you just complained about him not playing enough minutes?
Okay, no, that was in Cleveland. That's when they had the cakewalk to the finals, and then I would have to hear in the postseason, he's running out of gas. Baloney. No, he's not running out of gas. Or did he leave his gas in Orlando on that Tuesday night?
He plays the most minutes in the playoffs every year, Skip.
Okay, that's fine. But the last 2 years, he played the most minutes in all of basketball.
And he still put folks. Foots and folks.
Well, in the Eastern, he did. Now it's a new
what?
ball game.
You know,
He got to be out there, man. Listen, he's gonna play the minutes. He has to be out there. In order for his teams to be successful, he has to be on the floor.
You make it seem like that B.I. and Kuzma is KD and Anthony Davis.
I didn't say that.
Quite to say.
Yeah, exactly. So he got to play.
Although when he says when the money's really on the time, you know who's going to be there, and I'm thinking Kuzma.
You know what's good, man.
On that note,
You do know.
Kenyon, thank you for joining us. Why is Klay Thompson taking more shots at the Cavs? We'll discuss
here we
next.
Go.
It's official. The holidays are here, and Kia's Light Up the Holidays sales event is back. Hurry to your local dealer today, or visit kia.com to learn more.
Pet care ain't easy. 12 hours, 20 dogs? Where's your belly rubs? After a day of chasing dogs, you shouldn't have to chase down payments.
Send invoices and accept payments to get paid twice as fast.
It's time to get yours.
QuickBooks, backing you.
Every day brings something new. So much to look forward to. Nationwide is on your side.
The Dickies Flex Series is built for performance, with superior comfort and advanced mobility, all backed by the unconditional satisfaction guarantee. Dickies Flex, engineered to move. Learn more at dickies.com.
You could let a wall like that intimidate you, or discover the welcoming bourbon in front of you. It's your call.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
Make it the bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
The king has gone crazy, making 10 nuggets just $1. Crazy, right? Crazy crispy, crazy juicy. 10 nuggets made of crazy delicious white meat for just $1. Now that's a crazy deal. Enjoy 10 golden nuggets for just $1, only at Burger King.
These little cups would make great stocking stuffers. But how about right now in your mouth stuffers? Happy holidays to your mouth. Not sorry. Reese's.
What if numbers tell only half the story? At T. Rowe Price, hundreds of our experts go beyond the numbers to examine investment opportunities firsthand. Like a biotech firm that engineers a patient's own cells to fight cancer. This is strategic investing. Because your investments deserve the full story. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
And Eagles touchdown Cowboys. Sunday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Do you want to make watching your favorite sport even better? All you have to do is click with the new Fox Sports app. Now you can stream every game from anywhere you are. It's your personal nerve center for up-to-the-minute scores and stats. Get real-time updates on your favorite teams, plus the latest from MLB, college football, and the NFL. All at your fingertips. The new Fox Sports app, now with live streaming. Download it from the App Store today.
Does it feel different to be up there without a rope?
El Cap is the most impressive wall on Earth.
It's 3,200 feet of sheer granite.
It is hard to imagine somebody up there by themselves.
What if I don't see him again?
Do you face your fear?
It's just not scary anymore.
Free Solo, rated PG-13.
Time now for our hot topic of the day, sponsored by Burger King. The Warriors play in Cleveland tonight, but Klay Thompson was recently reminiscing about 2016. If you remember, the Cavs won the title then, trolled the Warriors at a Halloween party that included tombstone cookies with Curry and Thompson's names. The Warriors won the next two finals against the Cavs with the addition of Kevin Durant. But leading up to their matchup tonight, Klay was asked about 2016. He said, "Oh, yeah, that was funny." Look how that turned out. Shh, bums, that was crazy. I forgot about that. Well, look at what pettiness gets you. It gets you 1-8 in the finals. Idiots. I'm just still thinking about him. Oh, yeah, 2016. Remember that, Shannon? Were those comments inbounds, out of bounds?
Clay. It's out of bounds. Clay talked real big after he got a 7-foot monster to join up. See, what Clay fails to realize now, you remember after they won him the first time and Klay Thompson at the parade and Draymond was out there, who won the title? Did we win the title? Yeah. Did they win the title? No. I ain't never say anything. Clay didn't say a word. When Draymond got suspended in Game 4 for saying what he said, what did Klay Thompson say? I guess LeBron's in his feelings. I guess, we got to be careful how we talk to grown men out there. Oh, now, when the shoe got to be on the other foot, when LeBron chased you down, 73-9, up 3-1, and they have a little fun with it, now it's a problem. Now they trolling. Now they idiots. You get Kevin Durant. The one thing we know about the Warriors and Klay Thompson and Draymond, they the front runners of all front runners. You talk about LeBron's a front runner, you might say Tiger Woods a front runner. Nobody front run like that. Because they weren't doing all this talking when they got chased down. Now they got a 7-foot monster. They got the second best player in the NBA that can erase a lot of mistakes that they make. And now Klay want to stick his chest out. But I want you to have that same energy, Klay. If Kevin Durant were to leave. Forget if he goes to the Lakers. He can go to Brooklyn, he can go to the Knicks, he can go to D.C. I want you to have that same energy, Klay. I want you to talk about how people are idiots when you're not the overwhelming favorite every time you step on the court because you have 2 of the 5 best players in all of basketball. And when you go into a series, you always going to have 2 of the best 5. Especially, you might have 1 and 2 if you face someone other than a LeBron-led team. Klay ought to be beneath Klay. But it's not. He's front run.
So, first of all, I want to go back to the Halloween party because I said the next day after we heard about the Halloween party, that was Tom Brady-esque because that was corny, that was lame, that was nerdy. It was. And you know it, and I know it. Cookies, but like tombstone cookies?
Rest
what?
in peace.
You're going to bake them away? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to bake them? Really? Come on. You know and I know. You would not, as a Denver Bronco, you would never have celebrated with tombstone cookies.
Put them to sleep.
Of the Packers or whoever it was.
Put them to sleep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on. Stop it. Seriously?
Graveyard.
Okay. So, that's one part of this. But, now back to Jenny's question. I'm with you. This was out of bounds because this is beneath your dignity. And again, it sounded like from his answer he got caught a little off guard.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hadn't even thought of that. And then he just goes off on them and concludes with the word idiots. Idiots? And yeah, they won and aided your guys the last 2 years. But they did have the best player on the planet on their side. Yes.
Yeah.
You just agreed that Kevin Durant was the best player.
No. He wasn't.
Right?
No, they had. Skip, look. Hold on. When Klay Thompson scored 11 points and KD had 43, and he was up there like a cheerleader, I thought, hey, because he didn't do anything in the game. He had pom-poms and a skirt on. He was rah-rah, ooh, Cam, kicking his leg up. What did he do? Kevin Durant. See, it's easy, Skip. Let me tell you how it was. True story. Skip, when I was about, I think I was in kindergarten or first grade, I had 3 aunts, a brother, and a sister that all rode the bus. 2 of my aunts sat together. One of my aunts sat with her friends. My brother and sister sat together. Now, the bus was crowded, but guess what? I had a seat by myself. I was bad. 3 aunts, a brother, and a sister. What they gonna do? Get up so I can sit down? But then all of a sudden, Skip, the dynamic shift. I was alone. So then I had to act accordingly. Till I started growing a little bit, I still didn't want nobody to sit with me. You see, Klay talked real big when he got a 7-foot monster. That's a protector.
Okay, this is why you should be very happy with these quotes from Klay Thompson because it shows you just how vulnerable the Warriors are right now. Because that's
without Klay,
well, even with him, this is thin-skinned. This is defensive. This is. I'm not sure how great we are because if he really thought they were dominating, great, prohibitive favorites, he would have just shrugged this off like, who cares?
True.
Like that's irrelevant to them, right?
When you have that guy, you can talk bold.
Yeah.
And that's what Clay is doing. He's talking bold. Oh, trolling idiot. Nobody front run like them, Skip. You know they be key. You remember when Steph Curry, after they beat him the first championship, they came back. Oh, the room still smell like champagne. Oh, Clay, I ain't hear that. Yeah, I ain't hear Clay say nothing. But now all of a sudden,
Travis did get the Chiefs. Right on, brother. Good luck.
73-9. You're gonna go down as the greatest team ever. That was the greatest season ever. You capped it off with the championship.
Yep.
Now the Bulls 72-10 team is still
pretty cheap price to get on the Chiefs, to be honest.
Because 72-10 finishing up with a championship is better than 73-9
Good luck, buddy.
and getting chased down. Because
hot dogs,
as we
cheap.
currently speak, Skip,
Keeping it cheap, brother.
collapse in NBA Finals history.
It's Christmas season. I gotta be super cheap right now.
You can say they're idiots. You can say they
But I got all of Taylor's Christmas done.
Nope.
You gotta wear that one.
Yeah. You know, I'm starting to think LeBron's new team.
I got her
Skip healthy, nobody beat.
a great deal on a computer on the Black Friday deals. She wanted a new computer. And her TV was broke, so I got her an awesome deal on TV at Walmart on Black Friday. And then I got I went to GameStop on Black Friday as well. Got her some great deals on some. She's really into anime stuff, so got her some great anime deals for games. She's had a hoverboard for like 4 years. I got her a hoverboard like right when it first started coming out.
Howdy, folks, it's dinner time. Chickens fried and tasty sides. All of this for just 20. Get it from a KFC. Howdy, folks, it's dinner time. KFC, it's finger licking good. You're nobody till somebody.
Oh yeah. I forgot. It's funny that you remember that. Anything about killed me.
So find yourself somebody to love.
If your underwear feels like this, get buck naked. The most comfortable underwear there is.
I'm the same way, dude.
Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrading.com.
I can't believe my Bronco guys haven't jumped in on this product with Philip Lindsay being in it. That's kind of a big deal. Philip Lindsay's been absent from most products until now.
The more test drives, the merrier. The Volkswagen Drive to Decide event. Get a Volkswagen with America's best.
He's got a Ricky Auto in this too.
1,000-mile limited warranty. Get a $1,000 bonus on select 2019 Jetta and 2018 Tiguan and Atlas 2.0 TE models.
Hey guys, get something for Nana.
Brian.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, quick question. Do you like paying for things you don't need?
No.
And do you want to get things you love for free?
Who would?
Exactly.
Right.
That's why Verizon decided that everyone in the family should get the unlimited they want without paying for things they don't. And why it now comes with 6 months of
Hey,
free.
post office is actually down today, right? Because of Bush.
He gets it. This guy gets it.
This holiday, get the gift you want. The music you love on the network you deserve.
Kinda sucks I got all that,
$300 off our best phones.
I used to book my hotel room on those travel
The Rickies and Stars sent out really quick.
Like somehow you'd wind up getting less. But now I book at Hilton.com, I get all these great perks. I got
Man down, man down.
You know I'm good at picking stuff. Free Wi-Fi, laptop by the pool's a bold choice, and the price match guarantee.
Sorry I'm eating in front of you guys. I know it's not the best thing in the world, but I'm hungry. I don't want to step away from the stream for too long.
Available to the public, so. Book at Hilton.com and get the Hilton price match guarantee. If you find a lower rate, we match it and give you 25% off that stay.
Yeah, I feel nothing. Nice.
You're the worst. Final season. Wednesday, January 9th. XXX.
There's certain guys we say in the locker room, they're going to ball till they fall. As a journalist, I try to be ahead of the conversation.
And Travis is picking up in Chiefs number 2 as well. Alright, Travis. That's a good pickup, man. I didn't think it count.
Speak for yourself. Weekdays at 3 Eastern.
I know, right? I eat food.
On the Fox Sports app.
I always try to like eat off stream, but man, Chiefs have a huge hit count in this.
It's okay. I'm here.
Steelers have the biggest hit count in our entire product. Steelers are still out there. Hold on one sec. What's up, buddy?
Anytime on Fox Network.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Life in general.
FS1 is your destination for the day's best sports shows. Tune in for the biggest personalities on the biggest stories. And tomorrow, friend of the show, Michael Rappaport, will be here in studio. I love when he stops by. He's always very low energy, right? Catch it every Monday through Friday on FS1. Let's get to the Lakers. The speculation is LA will get LeBron, another superstar to play with next season, and it could be Kevin Durant. But KD told Bleacher Report that the environment around LeBron is, quote, toxic, and the attention from the media and fans is, quote, BS and fluff, but it's not LeBron's fault. He added, LeBron has so many fanboys in the media, even the beat writers fawn over him. Shannon, what is your reaction?
Skip, this piece is was written. I think it was the interview was done a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month or so ago. And basically, he's talking about what comes along with playing LeBron, and it is Tyson Chandler, Skip, before he was on the Lakers. He said, if you got LeBron, you got to make it all about LeBron. Yep. You got to be able to coexist with that and fit with that. Mm-hmm. And you do. No one will ever say this team lacked leadership because LeBron's the leader. They will say if you are a star player and you don't play well, you will get called out. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it works. I mean, you with Tom Brady and you don't, Tom Brady rarely gets called out. It's like, well, he doesn't have any receiver, he doesn't have any help. Guys have pianos on their back. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Durant said, I just want to play basketball. I don't want the hoopla. And that's what comes with LeBron. It's not easy playing with a guy like LeBron. Mm-hmm. I can assure you, it wasn't easy playing with Michael Jordan. It's not easy playing with Magic Johnson. When you're talking about the best of the best, Skip. And rarely did someone playing with Magic, did Magic get the blame? Or playing with Michael, did Michael get the blame? And that's just the way it is. It's not a very, and he said, Kevin Durant used the term toxic. It can be because you get guys all of a sudden getting upset and they think it, and Kevin made it abundantly clear. It's not LeBron.
All right, where were we? So Steelers have a monster hit count in this.
Celebrate it the way they do. That's just the way it is. And it's a very,
so do the Broncos. The Broncos have Philip Lindsay.
But
the Broncos are priced really well.
I don't mean that. See, I know what you're thinking.
How do you know?
Yeah,
have I spoken yet?
No.
I said a word.
What are you thinking?
So what I'm thinking is that Kevin Durant once again has bitten the hand that often feeds him because he has taken a big shot at the media here. And he's done it before.
Cowboys
and
too.
He'll probably do it again. But he is bashing the fanboy media people who follow LeBron. He's saying that's what makes the LeBron situation toxic because they hang on LeBron's every word. And he calls them the groupies, the LeBron groupies in the media. Really? Wow. So I know something about these groupies because I know a lot of them personally, and I fought their tidal wave for years as being seen as the counterpuncher to the fanboys, if you will. But the point is, Kevin is only talking about that's the problem with LeBron. But again, he's not burning his bridge to come to LA because he's just scoffing at this. But the real the corollary to this, what others have an issue with is the Paul Georges or maybe the Kawhi Leonard. They want to play with LeBron for a very different reason because they would be the co-star. And because of these fanboys, these media groupies, they're in harm's way because if LeBron fails, the media tends to blame the co-star, the second star, the third star, the Kevin Love. Kevin Love was saintly for what he put up with through those years in Cleveland. because everybody, and again, you were quick to jump on him, and he deserved it. But
you're going to get a fucking bang one of these days.
LeBron is the king. He is, quote,
hey, welcome
the best
back.
player on the planet. And if the Cavaliers and Cleveland, if they lost, who's going to get the blame? Not LeBron, for the most part. It's going to be Kevin Love.
It's kind of hard to blame LeBron if he puts up 40 and a triple-dub and Kevin Love has 7 points and 6 rebounds and they lose by 5 points. It's kind of hard to blame LeBron. Skip, if you don't mind me asking, if Paul George says he didn't want to be a co-star, blah, 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 what's he in OKC?
It's a much smaller market. It's like the third smallest market in the league.
Remember,
I have 2 boxes of Topps Chrome Baseball. That's all I got left for personals.
4 points,
and he didn't score a basket
in the second
after the first quarter.
He got blitzed.
I've been kind of sitting on those for a while.
They blamed you.
I don't remember that.
Exactly.
I thought he got away with it.
No, I missed the other half of the break because I was making food and stuff like that.
And he went head-to-head numerous years with LeBron. And
I don't know. Hold on.
At every turn.
Let's see what they're going for.
Because he is the poor man's LeBron. He is George Paul.
See, Paul wants to be a number 1, but then when he goes down to LeBron, he doesn't have enough help. Now he goes and be second fiddle. He wants no responsibility when things go. Hey, nah, bro, you don't get to have it both ways. But Kevin Durant's like, look, all this was going on playing with LeBron. I don't believe it's that bad because if you can ball, you can ball. See, Kevin Durant, like, I can play with anybody.
99.
Toss the ball, pump the ball up, let's go play. Let's go hoop. I don't need to be a leader. I don't need the first best. I don't need to be the best player, or the second best, or the third best, because I put my skills up to anybody. Everybody can't do that, KD. Everybody ain't 7 foot tall and can go get buckets like you can. So playing with LeBron with you would be a cinch. Would be a breeze. And then you would have fanboys in the media.
Actually, 95.
Well, then LeBron would be the second best player on the team if Kevin came next year. Well, he would.
Why you want to do that?
Well,
why you want LeBron to be?
Everything ships.
Nobody has had a run longer than LeBron.
Okay, so there's another quote in this piece by Rick Bucher, which is excellent. I recommend it. But there's a quote from Trevor Ariza, and he's saying, I'm going to paraphrase it quickly, but he's saying that anyone with LeBron's skill set, such as that guy number 2 up in Toronto, or Paul George or Jimmy Butler, where they play sort of what LeBron plays.
It's the only 2 I actually got on allocation. I've had it parked up here forever.
He does everything they want to do.
Topps Chrome Hobbies.
He does everything like me and Steve Jobs. I mean, how do you do? Because he not only was the CEO, he's the smartest guy in the room. So all these ideas that he coming up with, so you want to be that, but he's that.
Yep.
So Kawhi is a poor man.
Throw some gloves on. See what you got. And you can pick between the 2. You can do top box and bottom box.
I'll buy that.
You kind of wonder what's in these boxes. Watch you get a nice Otani Super. Or a Super. Or a Soto Super. Any of those 3 monsters. Bottom. Alright, buddy. Good luck. Number 7. Been a long time since we've been able to do the 7 thing, huh?
Really? Yep. I'm a KD fanboy.
Yep.
I think I might be too.
We go to Opera. And that's the name of the place? Opera? That other place out there in Beverly Hills?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we go there and kick it.
You guys go there? All right.
Go to Walters, too.
You can invite me next time. Will LeBron dominate Skip's Spurs tonight?
Do we have to do this?
We're doing it. That's next.
What up, everybody? Clyde here with Coastal Carolina Collectibles doing a 1-box personal break of the 2018 Topps Chrome Hobby Baseball. Going out to who? Drip, 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 drip. Today's date is the 5th of December, 2018. I am, as always, only here. Here we go, Trip. Good luck, buddy. Pick the bottom box. Been sitting on these for a couple months, I think. For a while. I was kind of debating on holding them for a year or so. Just kind of sitting on them. Because they went like way up in value there for a while. They were like $150.
Keep it clean.
Kind of jumped back down a little bit.
Only Roomba uses 2 multi-surface rubber brushes to clean
We'll see.
all your floors.
I think it's some monsters out of it.
Dirt detect technology.
Everything does shit, though.
If
I know, especially you, because you send a lot of stuff out for TTM. So these are good TTM cards.
your family, which is why you didn't grab just any team.
Who you in Acuna or don't come home? What's that, Gio? Bryce Harper. Any speculation on where you guys think Harper's going to end up? There's an Acuna. Matter of fact, let's leave that up right now before it doesn't get touched or scratched. Yeah, I heard Phillies too, because of the Phillies cat. What's up, Matt? Matt says he thinks Harper might stay with the Natties. Yeah, Matt, this is a personal box for Trip. I had 2 of these lying around, so he got one of them. I got one left. Not after they signed Corbin? Oh. I wondered about that, because, I mean, I don't know why the Nats would let go of their top guy. And then you got to look at with Juan Soto now, too. It seems like they're starting to try to build a team out there again. So, we'll see. See, Matt says he thinks that Phillies would have the money to sign him after they signed Corbin. So my understanding was that they had one of the deepest pockets out there in MLB. I was hoping the Yankees would pick him up. That'd be a crazy pickup for the Yankees. Pull out all your fractors and autos and stuff sent to the side.
Hey, Joy.
Hello, Thomas.
Hey, what's the worst part about paying for things you don't want?
Paying.
Exactly. And what's the best part about getting things you do want for free?
Free stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
That's why Verizon
Right.
decided everyone in the family should get the
Reese
unlimited
Hoskins.
they want without paying for things they don't, and why it now comes with 6 months.
Ryan McMahon, a rookie refractor.
Look at that. I like popcorn.
AJ Mentor, rookie.
Didn't even ask. How dare you?
This holiday, get the gift you want. The music you
Harrison
love
Bennett,
from the
rookie.
network you deserve.
Matt Rosario,
Switch now
Ian
and get
Happen, insert
$300 off
refractor.
our best iPhones.
Who's that? Paul Blackburn. Parker Bidwell, Greg Allen, rookie. Cody Bellinger, refractor.
Right here on FS1. Let's head
Brett
over
Cooper,
to
rookie.
Colin
Nick Williams.
and check in. Hey, Colin, what's on the show?
Mike McCarthy not
Lucas
only got
Sims,
run out
refractor,
of the
sparkly
building,
shit.
an
Scott Kingery, rookie.
linebacker
The King of Rees, Scott
for
King.
an inoffensive tweet, kind of a
Super
nothing
Sensations,
tweet. He
AA
also got run
Judge.
out of the building for questioning Aaron Rodgers. The latest on that coming up.
Thanks, Colin. Time for
Stack
a final
of
topic
love.
of the day. The Lakers are going for their 4th straight
Refractors
win tonight
in that
against the
stack.
Spurs.
Got one
LeBron,
per stack.
he's averaging about 30 points, 6 rebounds,
Anderson
6
Simmons,
assists
refractor.
during the winning streak. Meanwhile,
Giancarlo
things
Stanton.
are not going well for the Spurs right now. Last night they lost
Freshman
by
Flash,
34
Austin
in Utah, and
Hayes.
they've been blown out in 3 of their last 4 games.
Ozzy Albies,
Skip,
rookie.
I am sorry.
That's nice.
And
Greg
on
Bird's
this note,
sparkly shit. Francisco
so
Mejia.
I know.
That
we gotta
guy.
know how badly will your Spurs
Drew Stevenson. Chance Cisco. Take a chance. Dominic Smith, rookie. Ahmed Rosario, rookie, 30th.
Yes, he will.
Refractor.
My Spurs have lost 3 of the last
Tyler Mayo.
30 plus
What up,
points.
bro?
They've lost
Go Reds.
39
JP
at
Crawford,
13
rookie.
Wolves, 31
Joe
at Houston, 34 to
Jackson
the Jazz.
Stevens, rookie.
What has happened to my Spurs? They lost their point
Victor
guard.
Arano, rookie. Tyler Wade is paying through all that shit. Nick Williams, rookie.
Number 2. He'll always be number
Freshman
2
flash
to
and
me.
Victor
But
Robles.
the point is, this is going to be a cakewalk. I'm predicting
Then
LeBron
AJ Minter, rookie.
The spread is only 8.5,
Your
and I'm
mentor.
not buying that because the Lakers
Another
do not
base
shoot
in the
free
back
throws
there.
very well.
All right, let's take a look at what you got in your hits. First up, you got a freshman flash on-card rookie auto to J.P. Crawford.
Closer, but I just need the Lakers to win this game so I can collect on my due.
We did not. We did not. I didn't take it. I didn't take it. I'm sorry. If you can find
They defer money like Bobby.
No.
That's Crawford.
Steve wrote that down.
Yeah.
Steve wrote that down.
No, I think they told him to write that down. Now we are fictionalizing bets to get even.
So that'll be 9.
And then
I did not.
AJ Minter, purple refractor.
We will see. That is it for us. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. Right now,
Here's your
Colin's going to
Braves,
tell you
18
why
at
Aaron
299.
Rodgers needs to start telling the truth. The herd starts right now.
Your other auto is a Dustin Fowler rookie auto. You got the bird. That's a foul-ass bird.
Wherever you may be and
Dustin
however
Fowler.
you may be listening live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor is joining me.
And a blue Giancarlo Stanton.
Skip knows this. Lakers win in a trounce tonight. They'll be 15-9. Joy, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
We'll get to the LeBron stuff in a minute.
That one's numbered
I want to start
41
with something. One of my favorite things about this business is when, we broke a couple stories this week, but that's not my favorite thing in the business because I'm not
Yeah,
really...
that Crawford might be a card to sit on, buddy.
Whatever. I'm not a reporter. I mostly talk and stuff
Sit
and
on
give
that
opinions.
bad boy.
But it is
See
fun
what happens
when
with Phillies
Joy
next
and
year.
I
The
talk
Phillies
about
are trying to
something
make
and
a
we
bid.
have kind of a belief or
Thank
a
you,
theory,
Slut.
and
Appreciate
then
it.
the next day it plays out.
Whip.
And it makes you feel pretty smart. So yesterday I spent a significant amount of time on the show saying the problem with the Packers organization is they have no
It's pretty
owner.
decent, man. You got
Because they
the
have no owner.
Stanton
No other
Blue,
team
the
in
Dustin
pro sports
Fowler,
has
the
this.
AJ
They have no
Minter, the
owner.
JP Crawford, I think, is
So
a
the
good card to
star
sit on.
legendary quarterback Brett Favre
And then you
or
got the
Aaron
Acuna
Rodgers
based
become too
rookie.
powerful.
You send this in and get
Nobody
it
can
graded
hold
out
him
at a high grade, which it should.
I mean, with Tom
That's
Brady,
money.
there's a billionaire
So,
above him. Drew Brees, there's a billionaire above
I mean,
him.
the Acuna is
Eli
probably a
Manning, there's
$20
a
card.
billionaire
You
above
get
him.
it graded high, it's
Carson Wentz is a
$1,500 card.
billionaire above
Pays
him.
for your box.
Aaron Rodgers, he's the richest guy in the
So,
state.
and
He's
then
the
all
richest
your other
guy in
rookies
town.
and stuff,
He's
which
the
you
most
have
powerful
TTM.
guy. I think it's powerful.
TTM.
Nobody holds him accountable. So here's a prime example. Yesterday, Winston
Oh, there we go.
Moss,
I didn't know that.
he's an outside linebacker coach for the Packers. Not even the linebacker coach. We'll just give you the outside linebackers. Not a real powerful guy, right? Former player. He put out a tweet which is completely inoffensive. I mean, nobody would be
Matt
offended by this.
Slut, did you decide not to work again
He went
today?
to Twitter and he put out a tweet, and the tweet
It's
says,
been on
"Ponder
strike
this.
for like a month.
What championship teams have is great leadership. Period. It's not the offensive guru trend.
All right, Trip.
It's not
Great
the
to see you,
fake
brother.
trend.
Thank you, man.
Find
Sorry I didn't
somebody
get you a
that's gonna
huge
hold number
monster,
12
but
and everybody in the building to a Lombardi standard. That's all I said. That's it.
have a good one.
Hold number 12
Stay
and everybody in
slutty,
the building to a
McSlutty.
Lombardi standard. And they fired him. 2 hours later, they ran him out of the building. You gotta be kidding me. People are walking on eggshells. They did it with Favre. They're doing it with Rodgers. And here's what's amazing. Belichick has never cowered to Tom Brady. Remember a couple years ago, it was Brady's birthday? Somebody asked Belichick about it. And Belichick said, well, yeah, it'll be that guy's birthday tomorrow and that guy's birthday tomorrow. He wouldn't even celebrate Brady's birthday. Belichick never cowers to Brady. Cam Newton's coach called him out a year after the MVP. Remember they said that? He's got to stay in the pocket more. Cam Newton's got to be more accountable.
So imagine you get an Otani Super, I know, right?
Called him out this year.
Damn it,
He's playing
Clyde.
too loosey-goosey.
No,
His
Otani
teammates
Super?
called him out in the
You
ESPN
suck.
magazine. And
Worst
John Gruden called out
breaker
Derek Carr a month
ever.
after he got the job. Star quarterbacks
in the other
around
box.
this league are constantly held to a standard, have to be accountable, called out by their coaches. Not just any quarterback, Cam Newton, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson. I mean, they're called out by their coaches. I remember the former GM of the Colts once called out Andrew Luck for making too much money. And an outside linebacker coach says, we got to hold number 12 and everybody in this building to a Lombardi standard. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, you're fired.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello,
what?
You're fired.
This reminds me of Westbrook in OKC and Shaq in Orlando. Sometimes you have superstars that are so big in a small town that everybody is walking around on eggshells. They call this relationship addiction. when there's an uneven power balance in a relationship between a man or a woman. And the woman or the man is addicted to the relationship and will do anything to please their partner because the relationship's uneven. She can do way better, he can do way better, whatever. I saw it with Shaq in Orlando. I see it with Westbrook in OKC. And I see it with legendary Green Bay quarterbacks Favre and Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. You're going to fire an outside linebacker coach after an innocuous tweet saying we should hold number 12 and everybody in this building do a Lombardi standard? That gets you run out?
Doesn't let loose, doesn't drop
I mean, I got to tell you something. Whoever gets this job, this head coaching job in Green Bay, you better bring in a strong personality like Josh McDaniel. If Joe Philbin doesn't have that personality, that's not an even relationship. Philbin's just going to try to make Aaron Rodgers happy. In fact, my opinion yesterday is Joe Philbin's not strong enough for the job. He literally fired that outside linebacker coach because he didn't want to make Aaron.
Yeah, I know they do.
That's the problem, not the solution.
Any guy that's been married knows for certain girls do poop.
Somebody needs to hold number 12 accountable. Okay, Josh McDaniels screams at Brady. Belichick doesn't cower to him. Teammates and a coach call out Russell Wilson. The coach calls out Derek Carr. I mean, come on now. This is an unhealthy relationship between iconic quarterback and an ownerless organization. And they ran off an outside
They're talking mad shit about your squad,
because of an innocuous tweet.
Your squad's getting freaking hammered.
All right, tonight the Lakers are going to beat San Antonio, probably handily, and go to 15-9. Outside of the Warriors, overnight, there is no number 2 in the West. Why not LeBron?
It is kind of bullshit that they fire a coach for calling out the quarterback for doing some dumb shit.
Magic Johnson will show you the quote here on TV.
J-Chav said he thinks it's the video was showing his true sexual orientation.
Then it's Cleveland all over again, and we don't want that. And then Kobe Bryant talked about LeBron being too big of a part of the franchise. And Kobe Bryant came out and said, listen, they were struggling. They got Bron the ball, decided to start playing point, doing everything. That's not the recipe for winning championships, but it's a recipe to keep your head above water. And LeBron responded to both Kobe and Magic saying, we don't want to go too heavy into LeBron because that's not going to win his titles.
What's up, PR?
It may win his games. Here was LeBron.
I understand, what Magic and Kobe are saying because we want to continue to grow the young guys. Magic and Kobe know who I am. I know who I am. They know what they're going to get out of me. I played a Game 7 in the finals, and I'm damn near played every minute of it. Last year, I played every single game.
All right. So tonight, I just want to give people an understanding if you realize what's going on. Because Michael Jordan went 6 for 6, the way sports fans are, you'll never give LeBron the GOAT. But he is the most impactful player ever. He is oxygen. Everybody else, including Michael Jordan, is calcium. We could all use more calcium.
I don't know.
Doctor never says less calcium. We could all use more calcium. But you can live with a little less calcium. Try living without enough oxygen. I want you to think about this. So the Cavs made the finals last year with LeBron. The Cavs are now 5-18 without LeBron. The Lakers had the worst winning percentage in the league for 5 straight years. They are now on pace tonight to win their 15th.
All right, gentlemen. Obsidian. Let's go. Obsidian's good stuff. Very good.
When you think of all-time greats and impactful, the word impactful, oxygen, Wilt Chamberlain is considered one of the most impactful players of all time. Wilt Chamberlain. I want you to think about this. Wilt Chamberlain left the Philadelphia 76ers in 1968 and joined the Lakers. The Lakers only won 3 more games when they added Wilt, and the Sixers won 62 with him and 55 without him.
Grab squads, check the checklist. The hit list is out there. Steelers.
They were 38-44 with him. They were 38-44
Broncos.
and actually made the playoffs without him.
Really good teams to look at. Cowboys as well.
57 wins. With
comes
him,
to hit counts.
55
we got all the big name teams are out there. Cardinals, Ravens, Bills.
The worst team in the league.
You're looking at a pretty cheap price to get it on a half case of this stuff.
Over a 5-year stretch. They're now the second best team in the West.
Browns are still out there.
Certainly make that argument.
Jets are out there. Steelers are out there.
Do you realize that North Carolina, even in college with Michael Jordan,
so
Michael Jordan
pick up squads. I'll be right black.
The following year, they went further in the NCAA tournament without Michael Jordan. He's great. Michael Jordan doesn't have nearly the impact of LeBron James. LeBron James has simply left the Eastern Conference. Ratings are down 20%. He just left. He didn't leave the NBA. He just left the East, went to the West. The ratings are down for all those exciting teams. Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, big markets, right? Boston, Philadelphia, Washington, big markets. Toronto, oh my, down 20%. I mean, Kevin Durant left the Thunder. They went from a 3 seed with him to still a 6 seed. Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving, stars for the Celtics. Gordon Hayward got hurt in the first game. Kyrie Irving wasn't around for the playoffs. They still got to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The great Giannis has never won a playoff series. The great Anthony Davis has won one. Folks, all these great players, Wilt, Jabbar, KD, Michael Jordan, they're calcium. We could all use a little calcium in our diet. A little more. LeBron is oxygen. You can't breathe without him. So when the Lakers go to 15-9 tonight, and the Cavaliers finish with the worst record in the NBA, remember those numbers with Wilt in the Sixers, Jabbar in the Bucks, Michael Jordan with the Bulls in North Carolina, KD with OKC, Anthony Davis, Giannis. There has never, ever, ever been anyone even remotely close to LeBron in terms of impact. Baseball has a stat called WAR, wins above replacement. Basketball uses it now. LeBron's 1, MJ's 2, and it is a huge gap between 1 and 2. Coming up next, a rumor that I think has real legs on Jim Harbaugh. That's coming up next. The holidays are here in Los Angeles today. I woke up, Joy, you woke up. It was raining where I was at.
Oh, it wasn't raining on my end.
It was raining at the beach.
Terrifying day.
Terrifying day. I considered an umbrella. That is outrageous. Okay? And when the weather's bad and the roads are slick, more than ever, you need Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. They have what they call exclusive Smart Flex technology. So they adapt and curve to your windshield. So if you're seeing signs of wear and tear in your blades, and you can tell because you'll see smearing and streaking, or I've had it before where they start squeaking, don't replace them. Okay? Don't just replace them with any blade. Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. Snow, hail, wind, rain, drizzle, doesn't matter. For better visibility, want to see more clearly, want to drive more safely. Be ready, Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. They're available at Amazon, Pep Boys, Walmart, and other fine retailers with exclusive Smart Flex technology.
I'm watching that.
Every Christmas is memorable, but a gift from K Jewelers makes it unforgettable. This holiday, save up to 30% store-wide at K.
The Dickies Flex series is
Matt, are you still over there on YouTube, brother?
superior comfort and advanced mobility. All backed by the unconditional
What's up, Tim?
satisfaction guarantee. Dickies Flex.
I was actually going to go through that Bowman list with you on stream rather than have a text call to you.
The Budweiser Reserve Copper Lager.
You know, you're trying to figure out what people are chasing.
Barrel staves with hints of vanilla and caramel rye, followed by a deliciously smooth finish.
What's up, Croach?
This is a large 3-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a 3-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's, and now you can also carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a logo from Domino's, and this is the end of the commercial from Domino's.
Giggity.
The hottest technology gift of the season is on sale now during Hyundai Holidays.
Now, get a new 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe with up to $1,500 cash back. Only during Hyundai Holidays.
First and goal at the 3. Gets the snap, throws left side of the end zone. Hodgkins with a juggling grab. Does he make it? Yes!
Don't look good.
Yeah, it looks like it's both. Just what I don't need.
This is what you do need. Complete the application within minutes, and if approved, you may get the money you need as soon as tomorrow.
What's up, Throw Shade? How you doing, brother?
1 out of 8 Americans struggles with hunger. This season, you can help. Now through December 29th, for every Oh That's Good pizza, soup, or side you purchase, we'll donate a meal to feed America. Because Oh That's Good. Manolo, you're so cold. Come in. What's wrong?
It's dry.
Your scalp?
You're back? Alright. So I was going to kind of go through that Bowman list with you, Matt. Kind of give you an idea, because I know you were asking.
100% flake-free. Head and shoulders dry scalp care. The new Roomba i7 Plus is your floor's best friend. Only Roomba uses 2 multi-surface rubber brushes to grab and remove pet hair. And the Roomba filter captures 99%.
So like Yankees, you're looking for Anthony Siegler or Josh Bro.
Can you explain what internet is?
But mostly Anthony Siegler.
90% of the browser market. Pizza Lot is internet broadcasting.
You need to join theglobe.com.
Nah, it's not super impressive for the Yankees, to be honest. That's why they're not valued this high. White Sox, you're going for that Nick Madrigal. Or Madrigal, whatever. That's the kid everyone wants in the White Sox. He's a big one.
When Cousin Sal, Todd Furman, Clay Travis, and me, Rachel Bonetta, get together, all bets are on. Lock
So it's
in
pretty
and
much
see
any
all
of
the
those
one-of-a-kind
autochrome
sports
draft
gambling
pick ones where they
weekdays
have
at 4:30
the,
p.m. Eastern on FS1 and the
like
Fox
Casey
Sports
Mize with the Tigers is a big one.
We want to become our parents, right?
Brady Singer with the Royals is
I look at myself and I'm
decent.
like, man, I got a lot of my dad's qualities.
Jonathan India with the Reds, that's a big one.
And I'm thinking
Tristan
about this.
Casas
Aaron
with the Red
Rodgers would never
Sox.
want to be compared to Favre. Favre, Southern
He's
guy,
okay.
rigid, through all those picks.
Matthew
I'm a lot smarter than
Liberatore or whatever
Favre.
with the Rays,
And
decent.
Favre never thought Aaron Rodgers was
Travis
equal. Guy
Swaggerty
with a
with the
junior
Pirates
college
is a good one.
California guy. Thinks he's better than everybody. They're becoming one another. Think about this. Let's go
Phillies,
to
Alex
Favre's
Bohm.
first 10
That's
years
a big
in
one.
the league as a Packer, and let's
Ryan
go to
Weathers with
Aaron's
Padres.
first 10 years as a Packer. Both have a Super Bowl,
Jared Kelenic with
multiple
the
MVPs,
Mets. That's who you want
9
with
out
the
of 10 winning
Mets.
seasons, and 6 Pro Bowls. Both have iconic arms, commercials,
He's a
beloved
big
by the
deal.
fawning media. First 10 years, same guy. Maybe one from the South, one from the West, same guy. But remember how Brett Favre's career ended. And couldn't I make an
Nolan
argument
Gorman with the
this
Cardinals is
sort of how
okay.
Aaron's will end? How did Favre's
Jordan
last
Groshans
5
with the
seasons
Blue
go?
Jays. That's a big one. Griffin Cone.
Barely a 500 road quarterback, 3 teams, multiple Pro Bowls, couple division titles, never
Yeah,
got
that's
back
like
to the Super Bowl.
that. Kill the Mets is one
And
of the
by
biggest
the
hits
way,
in the product.
Kind of flaky. Remember,
Kelenic,
Favre, I'm
whatever.
going to retire. I'm not going to
Him
retire. I'm going to
and,
retire. I'm not going to retire. Kind of held the team hostage. And oh, by the way, there were a couple of quarterbacks emerging: Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, who look better.
Tristan Casas, Jonathan
When I look at
India.
Aaron Rodgers down the stretch, I think he's going to make Pro Bowls.
Casey
I think he's
Mize.
going to win a couple division titles.
Nick
I'm not sure he's
Madrigal.
going to get back to the Super Bowl. And he's
Those are like
becoming
your
a little like
huge names that you're
Favre,
looking for right now.
whereas your fault, your fault, your fault, your fault, coach out, Ty Montgomery out, defense problem.
I don't know, man. Bowman is
Aaron
always.
Rodgers' first 10 years are identical.
I mean, it's a gamble, especially on draft, but
Will his last 7 be?
you get on some of these kids early when they're cheap in other teams.
Try Vicks Sinex nasal spray.
can
Use
knock
it
down
directed
some
up to 12 hours
big
for digestive
hits.
strikes. So, this is a story. Now, this week a couple weeks ago, we broke the story on Urban Meyer. We told you he was leaving. We were right. We broke it. Done. Cliff Kingsbury. We broke the story yesterday. He's going to USC. I got good college contacts on this stuff with agents and stuff. I'm not really a story breaker, but I will tell you, there's a story I heard yesterday from 2 different sources. Jim Harbaugh's put his name out.
Yeah, but there's those years with that are sneaky, like this year. There's a lot of talent in this year's draft.
On First Things First. Here you go.
2018.
I'm just going to tell you guys a name. Watch out for him potentially get him
out. And Nick Saban had the most leverage of his career. He got his house paid off. He got some investments paid off. And he got a lifetime deal.
Did they not put Stewart in the Braves either?
They doubted Nick Saban. He went looking and freaked out the people at Bama. So Jim Harbaugh, similarly, everybody really loving this year, and he loses. What I think is happening here. Do I think he'd be a great fit in Green Bay? Well, he's certainly strong enough. I'd love to see it. I'm rooting for it. I think it'd be the greatest thing in the world. I would literally, I would put money in. I would pay for it if I could. I'd buy lunch, get the word out. Then your university, your AD, your fan, like, okay, sorry, Nick, sorry, Jim. Let us crawl back. I'm sorry, Nick, sorry. Don't be shocked if you're an extension for Harbaugh. So, George Taylor the news.
This is the Herdline News.
Well, someone who won't be fighting Harbaugh for that Packers job is Bruce Arians. Because since the Packers decided to part ways with Mike McCarthy, there's been a lot of names mentioned.
Yeah.
Potential candidates for their next head coach, one of them being Bruce Arians. Yeah. And Arians was recently asked about his interest in the game. Take a listen.
Doesn't look like it's dropping any more frames.
Do you have any interest in the Packers job?
How's it look now, Matt?
No, not at all.
Well, why would that be?
I only, if I coaching, I'm going to be in Cleveland.
No, Bruce Arians would be great with Baker Mayfield. I don't be honest with you.
He's a little old school.
Man, he's a little, I mean, Bruce is fun, but he's a lot of work. I mean, he's going to get right after you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good coach. I just don't think that those personalities would mix with them, especially Baker. So, the Steelers have lost some of their...
So we'll put him in uniform and give him.
Somebody was pushing some serious data through the pipe all of a sudden.
Pittsburgh